Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Time Warp Podcast. Here today with Anish, as always, and we have some special guests here today, Muntaha and Annie. Say hi, guys.
Hi, 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 Hala Madrid. Oh, look at this Madrista, Hala Madrid.
Oh my God.
Glory, glory, Man United. I have to say it
Hey.
really low. If I say it too loud, like the Scousers will come for me.
Yeah. So today we're gonna talk about the game. Today's like a post match of the Liverpool City game, and that was crazy. I mean, like I kind of expected it, to be honest. But
Mhm.
Yeah,
uh,
but you know,
but anything is
some
possible.
people thought. I know that some people thought, Liverpool might, be
The
able to
the quote
pick up the
unquote
points
the
against City.
the quote unquote fortress is no longer.
The fortress is no longer a fortress
Yo.
anymore. That's five, three L's in like 2 weeks.
Oh
Imagine.
man. And I wonder what's gonna
But
happen with Leipzig. That's gonna be interesting.
uh, I
Very.
need, as much as I dislike some City guys, Angelino, please, I'm on
Yes.
my knees. Wallahi, go and do a madness for me.
Oh my god. But yeah, so we're just gonna talk about that match. Talk about how like maybe this could transfer into the Champions League that's gonna start like the week after next week. So yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So go ahead, Anish.
All right. So, like, the way we're gonna do this is I'm gonna give my opening just thoughts on the game. Then we'll go to our two guests, greatest Madridista and Annie, who brings a really unique perspective of a Man United fan. Watching their two biggest rivals basically
It
go at it.
hurts. It hurts.
And it looks like City just wrapped up the title. So, like, having from all of us who follow the Premier League pretty closely, just gonna give our thoughts on that, and into we're basically gonna get into the main part of the podcast, which is like talking about the tactical stuff and
Mm.
exactly what we think Liverpool did wrong and what City did right, and why Pep was very, very good in his tactics in this game. So for starters, the opening, things are, just talking about Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say, just two quick things. Okay, like first of all, like let's just get this out of the way first, right? Ederson versus
Ah.
the man of the hour, Allison. Allison is still, I would say, the better shot stopper between the two,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But Ederson was always better with the ball at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He was always better with the ball at his feet. In fact, I think, like Neuer's the best goalkeeper right now, and probably the best goalkeeper of all time, in my opinion. Like one of the best goalkeepers of all time, right? And he sort of revolutionized the goalkeeping, with building from the back and everything, and that got expanded during Pep's time at Bayern. And
Mm-hmm.
after him, I would say Ter Stegen's probably the best all-round goalkeeper when you look at how good he is with the ball at his feet, plus making saves. But when it comes to just ball defeat, I think Ederson is probably number two right behind Neuer.
Yeah.
He's not quite as good as Neuer, but the passing variations this guy can do, short passes, long passes, even medium passes, how involved he is in Man City's build-up play,
Yep.
everything. Like I just don't see him making those kind of mistakes that Alisson made with the ball at his feet, at all. Like I don't really see that. He's not as good as saving shots as Alisson, but he is much better in ball progression and building from the back. And it's Brazil are extremely lucky to have both these players, because the thing is that with that they can do, with the goalkeeper, they can really play very different styles of football. And if Brazil want to play a more proactive style this summer in the Copa America instead of a more counter-attacking approach, they should probably use Ederson. Because if they use Ederson, they're building from the back, and they're, the way that they progress the ball and stem the attack will probably be a lot better than if they used Alisson. I always kind of felt Alisson was shaky on the ball, but today, like, that shakiness got taken to a whole nother level. And I want to wrap up that thought by saying this. In 2018, and I'm gonna reference this game a lot in this podcast, because the thing is, in 2018, right? When Man City were tearing up the league at that time, Liverpool was the team to really expose them. And why was that, right? It's because Liverpool, through their very intense high press, which probably took a lot out of the players, let's be honest. What that did is that it exposed Man City's building from the back, right? Because City would just go with their plan A, try and build from the back, and then Liverpool would catch them out with the high press, win the ball back very high up the pitch, creating turnovers and really dangerous situations, and then, subsequently goal-scoring opportunities, right? The irony is that, if that's how Liverpool won, they beat Man City by being very direct. At that time, Karius would just boot the ball very high up the pitch, and then Liverpool would win the second ball and then create turnovers from there. And that's how they beat Man City, and that's why they caused Man City so many issues. But the thing is, if that's the winning formula for you, why would you ever change from that? In 2019, the one of the biggest reasons Liverpool lost that game 2-1 at the Etihad was because Klopp reverted from that, highly attacking style that was so successful against Man City and adopted a defensive approach. And that, made Liverpool narrowly lose that game. And then in this game, he probably did the worst thing ever, which is literally he tried to, play against Man City from the very tactic that he exploited of theirs from 2 years ago, which is building from the back. Essentially, Man City punished Liverpool and beat Liverpool in the same way that Liverpool beat them 3 years ago. That's probably the craziest part about this. Alisson was punished and Liverpool were punished because of their building from the back. And especially if you're missing Van Dijk, who's your leader in the defense, why would you play such a high-risk tactic in a must-win game? That never made sense to me. Why they're doing this. Why would you want to do this? Alisson, it doesn't play to Alisson's strengths. He's not Ederson. And you're missing Van Dijk, and you're missing Matip, who are probably your two best and most composed center backs. So that didn't make sense. And the second thing I wanted to talk about, the second really big topic I wanted to talk about is inside forwards. Inside forwards have become, one of the most widely used sort of paradigms in football as of late, in recent years. And the thing is, you basically have three types of wide players. Traditional wingers, which on the elite level have become almost obsolete because almost no team plays traditional wingers these days. Then you have inverted wingers, who are kind of different. They're kind of have the creative responsibility of traditional wingers who just get to the byline and cross on their strong foot. Inverted wingers are a little bit more complex than that because they dribble and they take on their opposite fullback, but they cut inside and they can also take shots. And of course the likes of a Ronaldo, Bale, sometimes Di Maria, and especially Ribery and Robin, in the past decade, kind of revolutionized, that position and made stamped their identity onto football. And this idea of the inverted winger became an extremely popular go-to for the best managers in the world. But then, especially, I think, in Madrid's three-peat, and specifically, even more specifically with the evolution of Cristiano Ronaldo, you got the third type of wide man, which is the inside forward. Cristiano, who started as this winger player, became more of an inside forward and a goal scorer. But the thing is, the inside forward, like the postmodern inside forward of, this sort of, era, like let's say like the late 2010s, early 2020s, creates a lot of tactical problems. And why do I say that? Because of the inside forward. Like, let's look at, for example, Timo Werner, right? Inside forwards, the thing about inside forwards is they can't really command the wing in the same way wingers can. What do wingers do? The wingers start from basically the touchline, and then they go inside. They're actually responsible for starting on the touchline, receiving the ball on the touchline, and then cutting inside. So they're carrying the ball, they're dribbling past several players, taking out players, and like that creates opportunities for whoever's playing in the middle, striker, or in the case of Gundogan, a goal scoring midfielder, right? People who can score goals. So their main job is to creativity, but they can also score because they're cutting in on their strong foot. So it also creates an opportunity for them to take shots. The problem is inside forwards by nature don't track back as much, and they don't move out wide as much.
True.
So what is the point that I'm getting to in this game? City played with two inverted wingers. And the one player, of course, from Liverpool that I'm going to be drawing comparisons to is Sadio Mane. And we have to talk about the regression and devolution of Sadio Mane over the last 3 years, right? In my opinion, since 17-18, or you can say maybe 18-19, Mane has gotten a little bit worse progressively every season. And why is that? And it especially showed in this game. If you think of Mane and what are the strengths of Mane, like goal scoring is one thing, but a lot of people also say his dribbling, his physicality, his pace, his athleticism, and his unpredictability on the ball. But, and I'm really, really glad Muntah is here today because like we can talk about this. I think since 2019, I don't like using this word, but I'm going to use it. Like, the problem is Klopp sort of plagiarized Madrid and Zidane's diamond formation and tried to apply it to this Liverpool team. And actually, it's kind of, over the years, bringing the worst out of Mane. And why do I say that? If you think back to 17-18, Liverpool's left flank looked very, very different. Robertson was more like conservative compared to what he was the season after and the subsequent seasons after that. And Mane was played much more like an inverted winger than an inside forward. If you look at the game, the quarterfinal between City and Liverpool from 2018, Mane was playing much more wide and taking on defenders much more than he is now. You think of the time he dropped Otamendi, he's dribbling Man City's defenders and creating chances for other players. The season after that, Klopp pretty much stole the diamond template from Zidane, and he turned Mane more and more into a forward instead of a winger. And what that did is that you already started to see the difference, right? In that season, Mane scored 22 goals, but he had 0 assists. That's a startling disparity. And the thing is, like, it kept progressing from there. And now what you saw is, and like, the commentator in the game I was listening to, he said several times, like, Mane, why is he like not starting from a wider position so he can stretch Man City's back line more? He's starting from the center and he's like right on top of, Stones and Diaz, right? And the thing is that what Liverpool tried to do was that, like, I think that was not on Mane. Klopp actually told him to do that. See, Klopp told Mane to go all the way inside, so as to drag some of Man City's defenders with him. So Mane was playing very much on the interior in the central spaces. And yes, that did, and this is definitely what Klopp intended to do because he tried to replicate the relationship between Marcelo and Cristiano here. It created a lot of space on the flank for Robertson to put crosses in. Here's the problem, right? If Cristiano Ronaldo, like if we're trying to like draw, like correspondence between Liverpool's 11 and Madrid's 11, if Isco is sort of in that Firmino role of linking up play in the 10, and if Cristiano corresponds to Salah, who's the main goal scorer, who would that make Mane? Benzema. And
But
here's the
he's
problem.
nowhere close to Benzema.
And here's the reason why. The thing is, what makes, wingers very good. See, think of all the best wingers, like, of the past, 10 years. What are all their shared characteristics? 99% of them are under 6 feet. They're all very fast, and they're all great dribblers. Now compare that to a striker. Strikers are typically much bigger and stronger and can win balls in the air. So when you start Mane in that position where he's, he's trying to win, balls up against Diaz and John Stones, who are like several inches taller than him,
then they have to struggle, you mean?
Yeah, they will lock him up. And they did lock him up. They completely locked him up in this game. So, like, if you put Robertson out wide, even if he has all the space in the world and Liverpool are trying to put balls into the box, these midgets aren't really going to win anything.
You mean aerial threats, right?
Exactly. There was no aerial threat at all from Liverpool. And even if as many crosses you're going to spam, John Stones and Diaz are going to win all those balls. And just like that, City were able to lock up Liverpool. Now let's look at Man City. What did they do better? Look at the way Pep used Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez. He used them as inverted wingers and not inside forwards, and that plays to their strengths. Sterling started very wide, and Mahrez was the furthest wide player on the right flank for City. So, and especially because Salah didn't track back to cover Trent, it exacerbated this problem of, the Sterling 1v1 against Trent. So Sterling definitely won that battle, and he completely destroyed like Liverpool's like right flank. Mahrez also caused some problems because what Mahrez would do is that he would, try and cut inside and often put in a cross. Sterling did way more damage, and Sterling is basically played like a quintessential inverted winger in this game. Yep. He cut in and the way City played, in the pre-match, Pablo, I said I wanted to see, because I felt City's combination play around the box was like very intricate this season and more intricate than it's ever been with the kind of attacking lineup that Pep's going with. But the way City attacked in this game was like a lot different than I thought it would be, because instead of, doing combinations on unlocking Liverpool, they just went right for the jugular, and he told Mahrez and Sterling, and then in the second half, Foden, when he moved out wide, to just cut inside and take shots. And that, because, Liverpool's fullbacks had very little cover, dude, and they had to take on City's wingers 1v1, that caused so many issues for Liverpool and was one of the biggest reasons City looked more dangerous going forward. So, one of the morals of the day is people are going to talk about the midfield, and I'm sure you guys are going to talk about, something different too. But one of the biggest morals of the day is, I get it, inside forwards, are like are the hot topic now. But sometimes it's better to be Aesthetics FC and go for the winger approach and play, wingers the way they're supposed to be played. So that's all I got. So let's go to Muntaha first, and then your thoughts on the game and what this means for the title race.
Okay, so to be honest, I didn't watch the first half, but I watched the highlights of first half, and City looks better team to me tactically, and even from the they were pretty decent when it comes to attacking plan and defensively as well, organized. Aside from the penalty thingy and Gundogan missed the penalty too. In the second half, when you see, right, how City tackled Liverpool, for me, I believe that missing KDB was blessing in disguise for Man City. You need to understand how, for me, I personally believe, and this is what I've seen, okay? Whenever KDB is there for Man City, I believe it's Man City's psyche where they turns, or they like for example, they are pretty much in their shells, when it comes to creativity. And when KDB is not there, the responsibility is pretty much widespread among the players. And now, each players and you have importance of each player, in that team. So it's not anymore a star player for you, and you're pretty relying on him. So that mentality is gone anymore. That's pretty good for them. Secondly, with respect to Liverpool, I believe that Sadio Mane, and I agree with you to some extent that Sadio Mane is declining. When you mean declining, it's not like a shit player. I mean declining in terms of his individual performances on big stages, if you see it every season. And I pretty agree with you that Klopp is not using him to his strength, which is like play more wide, like as if like to be more creative, taking on one-on-ones. I still believe the talent this guy possesses on the ball is way superior to other Liverpool players in that team, and to beat man. But I think so. It's Klopp's responsibility and job role to, pretty much occupy the play in the right position with the right, playing style. Now, when we talk about the hot topic, inside forwards, I pretty much agree with the inside forwards analogy and the description you gave about inside forward. But one thing I believe we forgot about inside forward, the biggest asset for inside forward is off-ball moment. And if you don't have that great off-ball moment, because what happened, right? Look at Neymar. I want to give you, example from the Neymar and Mbappe's perspective. Neymar is better player, better dribbler, better creator, might be better shooter. I think so he is, and better mentality as well. I believe he have better mentality than Mbappe. But what different? Like what's Mbappe offers you? If Neymar is better than everything, than Mbappe. Different is Mbappe's positioning, off-ball movement makes him asset for any team. Like that's what inside forwards for you. That's what inside, that's like a fine gray line differentiation between inside forward and winger. Because we need to understand inside forward cannot act like a striker, and they cannot act like a winger. It's like a hybrid of both, ultimately. Because and inside forward is one of the most, I say, not demanding, but in terms of most needy position in world football for a world-class team. For a world-class team context, world-class team, not for every team. For example, for a team like Everton, they don't need inside forwards. Like they're good, they can score goals. But for a team who want to challenge for the big trophies, especially for Champions Leagues and for league titles, you need great inside forwards, I believe. And off-ball moments, is the one I believe. Aside from technical ability, which is one of the biggest difference maker between great inside forward and winger. Other than that, when it comes to subject of Liverpool, right, this season, Liverpool, to be honest, the way they started the season, they were horrible. When we see with the Van Dijk and everything, when there was not many injuries this season, right? At the start of the season, yeah, they didn't perform that good. For me personally, what I see from Liverpool is that I won't say complacent, but I'll say, you know what I'll say? Because of COVID pandemic situation happened, and I believe the league, the opposition raised their level. And this is what, a team who won the league have to defend the title. This is what they have to deal with. This is what, ultimately, this is what happens when you're defending a league title. And we also are this kind of victim, when it comes to league. When was the last time even Real Madrid defended a league title? Exactly. So that's what happened, in the league format. And when it comes to using Salah, Salah has been good. Penalty, I know that I scored, but still okay. This is good, But when it comes to Mane, and I believe Mane has been dropped. And lastly, I just want to touch over here because I believe That would be a perfect segue. But I just want to touch. Then you can go through other people, and then go through Annie, and then we can move to this subject. I want to touch this. Should we give excuse to Liverpool this season of getting 3 centre back injured? Because if we do that, so we have to be consistent with our takes of last season with Man City. Then we cannot criticize Man City's last season's performances, regardless of they were 9, 10 points, 20 points. I don't know how many points they were behind Liverpool. Then we have to give the same kind of excuse. That's just what I'm saying, So either we give, props to both the teams. Okay, we understand your players are injured, or we give props to Man City for the season. Because we need to understand. Because Liverpool performances this season has been awful, with their best players has been their strongest 11 they started the season. So we need to use that context as well. When we're discussing about the start of the season. So ultimately, I agree that Sadio Mane has been not performing at a top-notch level, and I believe he needs to improve a lot. And this season, I think this season is full of a flustered situation. This is an unfavorable situation for him as a player and for Liverpool as a club. But when it comes to talent, that guy's talent player. I see him at the level of Eden Hazard, ability-wise, and yeah, that guy's good. So we have to be criticized. We have to be critical when it comes to criticism towards any player, and no one is immune from any kind of criticism. So yeah, man. So I believe that Man City was deserving. They were favorites, and they did it. And we should give props to Man City after 20 years they've been in Liverpool, something like that, and on Anfield.
I think it's since 2003 they haven't won at Anfield.
Oh my God, that's almost a decade. Almost a decade.
2003.
Yeah. So props to Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
And just before I go to Andrew, I think that's a great point you brought up about Salah, because Salah is having a really good season. And the thing is, I feel like he, similar to the Mbappe-Neymar comparison, Salah fits that mold of being an inside forward and is more comfortable with that role because his off-the-ball movement is a lot better than Mane's. He's more adapted and better adapted to playing this role and getting those goals that Liverpool need, whereas Mane, he can score, but he misses a lot of chances, and some of his best attributes aren't at play when he's playing as an inside forward. That's a huge reason why I think Salah is much better right now compared to Mane, because Mane is not being used in the best way possible for him. That's a huge thing. So
I'm sorry, I forgot to add this point. I'm sorry, I rudely interrupted you, but when you watch, right, in last 15 minutes from 73 to 83rd minute, Liverpool gave up in that game. And I don't understand, Mr. Becker, why you need to go for that risk. I'm not criticizing his goalkeeping skills, but I'm saying, why are you jeopardizing the team? Unnecessarily. That's unnecessarily. I believe I'm not criticizing his footballing. Goalkeeping skills. No, he should. No. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But my point is, you don't do that. That's kind of magnitude of his game. Bro, you have to stop City either dropping 2 points or 3 points. So you don't have to go for 3 points because that's unnecessarily. I believe he did that. So yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because like I said. If you remember from the league game from 3 years ago when Liverpool beat City 4-3, great game. Liverpool beat them the same way. They took advantage of the mistakes that City did building from the back. So now, as Liverpool, I don't know if this was, and Salah might join us later, our Liverpool fan in chief. So we'll I'll definitely ask him whether he thinks this was Klopp's idea or whether it was Alisson panicking and acting alone. Because either way, why would you use the same strategy your opponent used when you beat them? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool beat City because they were callous when playing out of the back. So why are they, especially in particular Alisson right now, doing the same mistakes? This is it doesn't make sense to me at all. You used to be the team that punished teams that play out of the back. So now why are you making the same mistakes that they did? Doesn't make sense to me. Okay,
You know
so
why? You know why?
yeah, go ahead.
I'll just tell you this why. The reason they want to do it is because they don't want to lose the ball at that time, and they were panicking situation to score the goal.
Mm.
This is the problem. This is the problem. When you rush unnecessarily, I know you like okay, the situation was getting worse, but that's not the point. Still, the game was there. Still, it was in your hand. It's not full gone conclusion yet. You need to understand.
Mhm.
And I believe this is like solely Alisson's mistake. Solely, right? I mean,
Okay.
this is not a like you can blame manager because this is a situation. It's like your decision making. It's like up to you. Either you kick the ball and go for the long, and not to take risk regardless of the scoreline, or you
Mhm.
just take a risk and let's see. I mean, and that risk is being messed up for Liverpool. So yeah, that's it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so all right, that's those are two very good points. And now from I believe the most unique perspective that we're gonna get
Oh
on today's
god.
show, and I want you to speak as a Man United fan and talk about this. Give us your
Oh,
thoughts
really? Do I
on the
have
whole
to?
title race. Yeah,
Can't I
yeah, you
speak
can.
as a neutral? Can't I speak as a neutral?
No,
Like,
no,
come
I want the
on,
Man United
guys.
perspective because I want you to know. I want to know what your take is on should we really give Liverpool that a little bit of slack? Should we cut them some slack with their injury issues? And I also want to know what you think of the title race, and I want to know exactly like if you think Man United should be taken more seriously because they're clearly the second best team in England after City. So I want your take on all that, and I want your prediction as to who's going to win the Premier League now. Yeah, so
All
go ahead.
right. So going into this game, Liverpool's form has been very, very poor. I think their record was 68 games at Anfield unbeaten, and in the space of let's say 2 weeks, three teams have rocked up to their home ground and beaten them. So my take on today's game, like the first half could have been anyone's game, but for me, City were running. City looked more up for
Mm,
this game. City looked more up for this game. Like Liverpool didn't look like they
mm,
were here to fight for this game. Like if you'd watched the first half, you would understand how the game was going. But I think the best way to describe the first half was Guardiola's tactical decision to start Phil Foden as a false nine. Playing Phil
mm,
Foden as a false nine then gave Mahrez and Sterling the freedom to now go and attack the flanks. Like Sterling had Trent on toast today. Like every time Sterling went to Trent looked like he was gonna fall over. You know, like how Messi made Boateng fall on his ankles. Every time
mm.
Trent was looking at Sterling, he was like, "Oh my god, I might just fall, buckle," and that's
Yeah.
another one. See,
Mhm.
the first half, I think it was only City had one shot on target. Liverpool didn't have any at all. Liverpool
Really?
didn't have any at all.
That's
I think
shocking.
Liverpool didn't have a shot on target in the first half, and the only one that was close was Mane.
Mm.
Mane missed the sitter with his head. He put it over. And then when Gundogan stepped up, like that was stupid. Gundogan, the foul by Fabinho, I was like, why are you leaving your training leg there? Have you
Mm.
not seen all the decisions that's been having over the weekend and you've left your training leg? Bro, you could have been like the way referees are right now, they could have just sent him off for the sake of it. But
Mhm.
Gundogan, even though you stepped up with the goods, that penalty was atrocious. Like, what
Oh
is that?
yeah.
That's the same penalty that KDB took earlier in the season. Missed it, missed it
Yeah.
wide, and I don't know, I don't know. I generally thought Liverpool could do something today, and then the second half started. As you lot said, Guardiola has now tactically figured out how to beat this Liverpool team. Let
Mhm.
them make their mistakes, and we'll pick up off on them. Foden
Mhm.
picks up the ball, gives it to Sterling. Sterling gets into the box. Bang. Pass to Gundogan. Everyone in the back line is asleep. 1-0. Again, Foden. Again, Foden. Foden. People don't understand how good this boy really is. He's actually a very good talent. coming out of
Nah, I
England.
think so. We need
Like
to be
no one,
relaxed, Annie.
no one, no. I mean by no one's hyping him to like the heavens, but out of all the young English talents coming out right now, I think Foden is the best. Better than Greenwood, better than Saka, better than Smith Rowe. Like he's actually putting the performances and numbers on a Man City team where normally you'd think with all the superstars they have, he wouldn't start, but
Yeah.
he's playing. He's
Yeah.
But
playing.
Annie, I'm sorry to rudely interrupt you, Annie, again, but don't you think so? Like we need to at least give us like a 50-game season,
Yeah, I need no, but like
starting
everyone said,
starting 50-game season,
I
because
need
I
him to
believe
give me. Yeah, I need him to give me a season. Like you said, I need to give him a season. Next season, he needs to give me a whole season of this, and then we can really see if. But you never know. He could turn up at the Euros. He could turn up and give a masterclass at the Euros, and then you can't. You might sit there and go, maybe England has found a gem of a
Mm.
player. Because right now, England's midfield options, like, can we really say they're on par with the world's best?
I
Not
mean, you have the
really.
greatest CM in the world, Henderson. So.
Annie,
Who?
Annie,
Jordan Henderson.
Annie, will it be stretch if I say Grealish is better in terms of ability than Foden?
I
Why would
agree,
you?
actually.
Why couldn't Grealish be better than Foden? Like I think Grealish is outperforming most attacking players in the league or in world football. I think they said he's got
Yeah.
like some of the highest chances created in Europe's top five leagues.
No, I'm just
Like
saying because if you say that if he is the best player, I believe that's stretch for England because there are players who's better than Phil Foden. Like okay, he might be gem. That's that. Like I'm not taking anything away from him. Yes, he could be.
no,
But the
but
point is, I
I
believe if
no,
if, if I see just a bit, I'm in fact ignoring the numbers. Okay, for you,
Mhm.
like for this argument. Okay, well, I believe when I see Grealish as a footballer,
Mhm.
I see he offers a lot in terms of attack than what he gets more involved. You need to understand
Yeah,
because it's like he's more on the ball than Phil Foden. Phil Foden is a great player. I mean, right now what he's doing is great. He's great. He's not good. He's great. But I believe
Mm-hmm.
Grealish have a better graph
yeah,
than
but
Foden
the
as a
difference
player.
between them two right now, Grealish is the better player, but at Aston Villa, everything is going through Grealish. All the passes, everything is going through Grealish. With Foden, he's got Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Mahrez, Sterling. He's got KDB. He's got guys that he doesn't have to have the ball go through. He gets the ball and does what he needs to do. No one is saying, "Oh my God, he's the greatest English player
No,
ever."
but Annie, again, I have a question because like I've seen some of the English fans they're hyping. I won't say hype, but they're praising this guy.
No, but they're
But can
praising
you
him. Yeah, I
no,
understand
but
that.
can you
But
give me no, but can you give me? I mean, Phil Foden's established position.
if
One position
he can
is like,
play in the 10 or play in the pivot next to KDB.
but to
So
be honest,
he'll he'll play as like two. No, is it
nah,
not
pivot is
two
like
eight
stretch for him, I
two?
I think
believe.
he's better
No,
as a
because they
flanker.
have. I don't know. I think only because today people have seen him playing off on the flank that they're like, oh, flank player. But most of the games he's played next to either KDB or Gundogan. He's played next to one of those two, and then someone is sitting behind them. So it's for really and truly the people that watch them more would be the City fans. The City fans will be able to tell you more.
Mm.
But for me, I feel like Foden's best position is next to somebody with a DM behind them because that way he has the freedom to now go and express himself further up the field.
Mm.
And as you saw today in the false nine, he didn't need to worry about the midfielders behind him because he's got Sterling and Mahrez ahead of him on either side, and they're bombing forward. And then if they need to give him a quick 1-2, he's got people around him. He can lay off, come back, go forward. Like you saw today, he scored. He scored as well. He assisted.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing something right. That Guardiola is starting him in these games. Like who would have thought 21-year-old Phil Foden starting in one of the biggest games in the season, Liverpool at Anfield.
But do they have a striker? Do they have Aguero?
They have Jesus, but Aguero's still recovering from COVID.
No, I'm just saying because I don't think so. It's that big of a deal, to make
No,
into
but
first 11 Man
Muntaha,
City attack.
remember, this is the same Liverpool team that Man United couldn't even score against.
No,
Oh,
and
Man
but
United
honestly, guys,
came.
like, okay, yeah, go ahead, finish.
No, but I mean, like, Man United came to Anfield as well, and they didn't score. So are you
No,
telling
but no,
like,
no, no, no. But Annie. But like, look. I understand. It's not like okay, Man United doesn't score. I mean, didn't score a single goal. But okay, I understand your point. Well, the point is not that. The point is how big of a deal it's like for Foden because I believe Foden was making his plays from the last season onwards. Okay, so if he made like instead of some of these attackers like Gabriel Jesus, I don't think so. That's like a massive deal, To oh my god, he benched Gabriel Jesus. Oh my god,
Yep.
no, that's not a massive deal. I believe that's what he deserved and he should have, and that's the right
Yep.
time for him to start in the
Thank
team.
you. Yep.
So I don't think it's
none?
like that big of a deal. Like the way we says, okay, some of the youngsters, 16 years,
Mm.
17 years old, they made cut into a team of the first 11. So I don't think we should emphasize a lot on that. But yeah, he's a very good player right now.
Yeah,
I mean, the way
I
he's playing
understand
is yeah.
that. My other thing is I want to see how Guardiola sets up when he has an actual striker now. Will
Uh,
Foden get into this team? Will Foden start ahead of people like Gundogan? Haaland, leave Haaland alone. Let him finish at Dortmund.
Haaland,
Let him finish at Dortmund first.
Haaland.
Will it be Haaland or Messi?
Haaland is.
Oh my God, Messi!
Nah, 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 nah. Lax,
Imagine,
lax. Messi is
No,
not.
seriously.
Oh my God,
No,
that
but
would.
can I just say one thing quickly with that because someone
Yeah.
Anish mentioned Messi's name. To be honest, if Messi joins Man City, he's going to disrupt the harmony and the development of
Thank
this
you.
current progress, man.
Thank
I, I,
Yeah,
Facts,
I,
facts,
I mean
facts.
disrupt not in terms of results. What I mean that like their progress, because where KDB will play then,
Exactly.
where for the Foden will play.
Exactly.
I mean, so you're pretty much sacrificing these two players. I mean, for Messi, then you have to think from that perspective.
And
But
for
And
that's
a
my
pretty
point.
old Messi as well. So
yeah, and we haven't even
Montaha,
mentioned Bernardo Silva as well.
Kind of,
Bernardo Silva,
At least you know
but
what Bernardo Silva. To be honest, okay. Yes, you can accommodate Bernardo Silva with Messi. I'll tell you why and how. Bernardo Silva, he's such a great midfielder that he doesn't need every time to come in, to the center to the number 10 position every time. He can move outside, like more into winger position. But when it comes to KDB and Foden, they actually loves to play more centrally.
yeah.
And Messi is there. I don't know how you will accommodate all these two
My thing
players.
here is, do you lot all watch the Liga more than I do? Could Messi play a false nine in this City team?
Yes,
Yes.
easily,
He
easily,
actually
easily.
is
Maybe,
right now. He actually is right now.
maybe Messi
No,
could
no, no,
come
no,
in because
no.
I don't trust Guardiola going to pick another striker because he picked Jesus. Look at Jesus. Look at Jesus right now. Like I'm sure Jesus has less goals than Scott McTominay in the league.
Yeah.
Like I can't put my faith in Jesus to score goals if he's not giving me consistent performances like Aguero is. No one is saying he has to be the same as Aguero. I just need you to get some goals on the board, but he's not really doing that. Whereas
But one more, I think we're forgetting about one more player for Man City. I think it's not like again we have to come to the conclusion that he's a great player, great defender. I believe he deserves some props. I believe Diaz.
yes, that
Diaz has been
was
good.
great buy.
Yeah.
If he's not
Yeah.
signing of the season, I don't know. I don't know. He's got to be signing of the season because the way he's come in ahead of
Bruno.
Laporte and transformed. Bruno was last season. Bruno's not signing of the season. We'll talk about player of the season later. That's when we'll get into Bruno.
Bro,
But for right now,
Diaz is the Van Dijk of Man City, 100%.
He is.
right now, yeah, he's literally transformed their whole defense. Like
No, but no, I
I think
believe no,
it's
but, no, 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 but I believe that's stretch again.
No, but I mean
Because
like
No, but he
I
actually has
no, but I mean like
3 game.
the impact that he made on the
Yeah,
team. Yeah, not
three
like he's better
goals.
than Van Dijk, but I'm just saying that.
They've
Yeah.
conceded 4 goals in 12 games.
Mhm.
Four,
Yeah.
four. Whereas United just conceded 3 in 1.
no,
But these
but
guys have
that's very
four
narrow
in.
approach. Annie, again, that's very narrow approach. If you see, yes, definitely he have like massive impact, but it's not City always like loves to defend with the ball. So you need to understand, it's not just like oh my God, this guy made a difference. No, obviously he made a difference. Okay, like he had his contribution, but it doesn't mean that just because of Diaz the defense is good and they concede only 4 goals. No, 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 no. Even Pep Guardiola, the way they defend with the ball, you need to understand. And Diaz is playing perfectly in that defensive role. Again, we need to understand. Look at the mistakes that the backline used to make last season. Diaz not making those mistakes, simply as that. So obviously he had some impact on the team. It's not just look at Diaz defensive masterclass that he's putting week in week out, week in week out. That's like helping Man City because I've seen Man City, defending with the ball. So it's not just we can give Diaz because I believe when you compare with Van Dijk impact, Van Dijk have more masterclass in his first season than what Diaz had by now. And I can see Van Dijk's defensive masterclasses with Liverpool. So I believe Van Dijk is better, and his impact was still superior to what Diaz impact is. So we know, but again, we need to wait and watch what Diaz can do because this is like the season is left here.
I think, like you said, I think it's more than just Diaz. I think now it's the partnership of Diaz and Stones.
Yep.
Like you can all remember Stones, what Stones was like when he first came in, how everyone was like, "Oh, he's amazing. He's a ball playing centre back." A year, 2 years later on, Stones looked like he was going out the door. Now Stones looks like a man revitalized. Like
Yeah.
he's playing
He's
ball, he's quick off his feet, he's defending, he's scoring goals from corners, coming in deep and scoring goals. Like whatever Pepper said to him in from the beginning of the season to now, it's working. He needs to keep doing it because these two are a great partnership. Like they cover each other. Like I don't even remember Salah or Mane getting in behind these two today.
no. And like
Like
I said, a big reason for that was because of like the way Klopp misused Mane and like the height difference. It's very easy for them to lock up, Mane when he's used in that role. But yeah, go on.
exactly like when you don't have Matip or Van Dijk to be challenging in corners for these balls. That's that's Diaz and Stones' bread and butter. Like Stones, I used to say John Stones lost his name. He was John Pebbles because he just couldn't defend. Now he gets his name back. I call him like John Geodude because he's been rock solid since whatever herbs Pep you fed him, keep feeding him because John Stones right now looks
But
like one of the best centre backs in the world right
But
now.
make sure that they translate this form into Champions League because league. I
This
mean,
is another one.
We'll get into that soon.
It's all good. It's all good doing this. Like you said, we'll get into it, but it's just all good now. But if you can't translate that against Mönchengladbach, what's the point of all of this in the first place?
not just Mönchengladbach, Champions
No,
League.
because they have to. But think about it. If they don't get past Mönchengladbach, what does that say about everything he's done up until now?
No. For me, it's not just getting past Mönchengladbach or getting
Exactly,
past the
Montel.
team in the quarterfinal. For me, I want to see this Man City team.
In a final.
If they don't make semis, bro, this is embarrassing. Man.
Minimum.
Really,
semis.
realistically, dude, they should be making
Yeah.
a final because, like, on form, they're the best team in Europe.
Have they made the semis yet?
No,
Nope.
not under.
No, they
No,
made it
bro.
Not under
Deep
Pep.
it.
Yeah.
David
16.
Moyes with that United team in 2014 was closer to a semi-final than Pep Guardiola
Because
has
Yeah.
now,
been
right,
in
right
how many
now,
years?
yeah. And one more thing, right? Even if I'm like being on the cloud nine, okay. I can understand excuses. 2018, okay, Madrid was better, Bayern was better, Liverpool was better. 2018, 2019, I still give it to Man City. Okay, Liverpool was better. There was Barcelona who was like playing
No,
some.
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about
No,
that, man. Like
remember,
2000, but look who they lost to.
it was Spurs who knocked them out. Spurs knocked them
Yeah,
out
look
the
who
year
they
before.
lost to, dude.
No, but I understand your guys' point. Man City was great. I'm not taking anything away from Man City, but I'm saying that still, even if I'm being that what do you call, in terms of that lenient, okay, with the odds,
Yeah,
I still give excuse the worst case scenario. Okay, Liverpool was there, Barca was there, being a team who can win Champions League in the 19 season, and then you have kind of buy-in, something like that, if you want to give
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Then
Kind of.
20 last season, I still give Bayern was hot favorite
Yeah,
after.
Yeah.
like they're kind of
Okay.
lucky they got knocked out in the quarters, man. Let's be honest.
Yep. But this season,
Yeah.
okay, your team is great. You have a Champions League caliber players now.
Mhm.
Experience. You have experience now. You don't have Madrid. You don't have Barca. You don't have United. You have shit Liverpool again.
Yeah.
I mean, like you don't have. You have only PSG, Atleti.
And we don't
And
even know
kind
about
of,
PSG, dude. Let's be honest.
yeah.
Like,
We
So we
don't.
can even consider PSG in that bracket. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then we can even. So you have Atleti. I mean, we know how they're chokers in the final. Okay, and you have Bayern because we don't know, like, can they defend the title?
Bayern Munich.
So pretty much you have just two teams to challenge, who can challenge to your title. We don't have Juventus
Yeah.
there as well. I forgot about completely about Juventus in 17-18 season. Yeah. So you don't have those classic European teams who have a pedigree in terms of, where you can give an excuse. Now this is like final time. Like a Man City have to put the nail in the coffin
Yeah.
because this is the best time. I don't know when you can win now. When you can win, I don't know when. Then if you and this is COVID-19 season as well.
Mhm.
So you need to understand the Champions League is there for you now. So only two teams, one is extreme defensive and one is extreme attacking. If you cannot beat this two out of this two team and win Champions League, what should I say now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
But yeah,
They're out of excuses, dude. And it's
they're out
actually
of excuses.
perhaps fifth
Really and
season, believe it
truly.
or not, dude. Like
Yeah.
he's already been here for 5 seasons almost. It's actually crazy to think
Mm.
about. But Annie, like, so now we heard a little bit about this, dude. But like, what do you think of United and like and more specifically, like, do you think like we should, and we were talking about this just before the broadcast started, but like, how much slack should we cut Liverpool for the injuries? And what do you think of like Man United being the second best team? Challenging City this season.
hey, woo.
I
Should I
don't
go first?
know.
Okay,
Like
Andy.
Mutar, we can bounce back and forth because
Yeah,
this is a subject that
let's do
we
it.
can all just. So you lot can jump in whenever you need to. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
I think the title race may be over
Damn.
only if, like everyone said, this City Liverpool game will be the title decider. It might be, but only if Liverpool, if City go and beat Spurs, and United drop points again against West Brom, because that's another banana skin, then that's when it will fully be over. Because 5 points is still catchable, even if City have a game in hand, because their game in hand is Everton away, and we've just seen what happened when United played Everton at home. Going to Goodison is not an easy. Last time City went to Goodison, I think they held 4. So it's not going to be an easy time for City to just be like, oh, we're just going to go and beat this team, beat this team. I expect City to win every game until the end of this season because right now they're on 14 games unbeaten, 14 wins straight. They haven't lost a game in 14, 10 in the league, 14 in all competitions. So why shouldn't I expect City to win every game till the end of this season?
But Annie, you're bringing again the old memories of 18-19 season for Man City.
But they're doing it again. They're literally doing it again. Literally, they're doing it again.
Annie, but you need to understand the context again. I just said about Champions League. I just touched the Champions League subject. The matter is like quite volatile. You need to understand. And City, they cannot prioritize. They are not in the situation to prioritize one competition. And if they do that again with the league, you know what happened in Champions League?
They'll
Are
drop
they
out
are they
again.
mentally that strong or that complete to tackle both the competitions? Because you need to understand, Premier League is one of the toughest league in the world, and you know all about Champions League. So I don't have to say anything about Champions League.
But
So
I'm hearing talk of
immediately what
quadruple,
happened in
so
18,
I'm
19,
out there. I'm hearing talk of quadruple, so I'm throwing it out there. Can they do it?
I mean, look, Guardiola has done before, okay, with Barcelona, okay, but that's Barcelona, okay. Can they do that to it? I don't think that they're capable. That's my take. I might be wrong, I would gladly accept that if I'm wrong, okay. But I don't. And when you say about okay, they're 5 points ahead, like at that time in 1890, Liverpool was 2 points or 1 point behind Man City. That was the case. Still, they have some breathing space. Yes, they have breathing space with one game in the hand, but this is COVID season. One slip, two slip, gone. And again, you're telling me if you prioritize Champions League, which should be their I mean their bread and butter right now as per the current situation.
Yeah.
I mean, then can we solely rely on Man City to win all the remaining games? How many games did they play? 20 games? 21? How many?
22?
20. Oh my God. So you're telling me there are like 14 to 15 games left.
Mm-hmm.
So 15 games left. I mean, Man United,
16.
Man United in the title race. Yeah. Man
Yeah.
United.
But United are not consistent enough to keep up with City. That's my issue. The draw against Everton feels like a loss. Like, this is me now putting my Man United bandana on. Yesterday highlighted why we've not been able to get to a final or challenge for this title this year. I didn't expect us to be at this point. No United fan, not even United fans, no rival can come to me and tell me at the beginning of this season, after the summer United had, chasing Jadon Sancho, chasing all these guys and not getting the guys they needed to fill the gaps, that we would be second, 5 points off City in a title race.
No, Annie, I
Like,
understand United
no one.
overachieving in terms of expectation. I understand. I understand what you mean. But my point is again with City, like, do they have that? There is a word called metal mentality.
The
Mm.
You
mental,
know?
yeah,
Yeah. No,
the metal
solid
to,
metal.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
metal mentality. When it comes to we'll tackle both, regardless of I mean, like for example, what if they drew with Gladbach because they're playing away? What if they drew
Mhm.
or they lose?
Mm.
Like, will they crumble like as usual they do in Champions League, or will they respond heavily and at the same time maintaining the momentum in the league competition?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because look, to be honest, in 18-19, City was extremely close to reach final in Champions League. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yep.
And whenever they reach on top of hill, they're on top of hill, yeah. And it's just to they were so close, and then again they're so far.
Exactly. And that was
So
the thing in 18-19, dude, because the thing is ultimately that's what happened. Like he sacrificed the Champions League because like he said he wanted to spare KDB for the league game against Crystal Palace on the weekend, so let's not risk him. Let's not play Sane at all over the two legs. But
Made
even though
no
Sane was
sense.
having a great season, yeah, and Mahrez wasn't. You still went with Sterling and Mahrez when it really should have been Sterling and Sane starting both legs against Tottenham. Like the way he misused Sane there, and then like of course like not using KDB in the first, like okay fine I get it, but it's not just that, dude. It's also like, and we'll get into this later, but it's also like his tactical mistakes in the Champions League, for lack of a better word. But the prioritizing of the Champions League is another mistake, dude. And I was telling Pablo this before, right?
Yes, bro.
The more competition City remain in, dude, because they're alive in all competitions. So the more competitions they remain in, because it's only going to get harder from here, dude. With the fixture City have a very difficult month ahead. In fact, let me pull up Man City's schedule right
I think it's
for February and March.
They play Spurs next,
I
and
think
then
it's
Everton.
I think it's Swansea in the cup on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Spurs, Everton,
Swansea.
Arsenal, and I think is it
Gladbach
Chelsea?
in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
and Gladbach at the end of that
Mhm.
run
And then West Ham at home, and then Man United. That's a big one at home, and then
in
Fulham.
March.
Mhm.
So City have a tough run of games, but I expect them to kind of win almost all those games.
You know what? You know what? You know what? This is kind of my mentality. Okay, this is what I tackle. Like this is my, like this is just a personal opinion. So like from personal perspective, if they want to win both Champions League and Premier League, right? Take Premier League lightly, and
Yeah,
that will help you to focus and to get better results in Champions League
yeah,
and take Premier League lightly. Like for
Yeah.
example, what I mean lightly means you don't have to be always on your toes for win the game.
exactly. Yeah.
It's like take Premier League, you know, one game at a time.
Mhm.
Just take Premier League. Okay, this game. Okay, we'll see in this game what happens. We'll see next.
Dude, they should really replicate like what Real Madrid did in the 16-17 season, where you have, and I'll get into this too, but like they should just take this 11 that started today and use it every time in the Champions League, and then sometimes play a B team because they have the squad depth. So play a B team in the Premier League. Play a B team in some of these Premier League games. Like, don't go all in. But the thing is, the cups, man, the FA Cup, and then like this EFL Cup, just nonsense tournament, dude. But the thing is, like, Pep will want to win all of them, And in this fixture congested season, like as deep as a squad as he might have, it might make the players tired. So it's sacrifice one of those cups, dude. You don't have to win the domestic treble. Like you already won, like all the domestic trophies in one season before. Like why?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I don't trust him for that. Like I feel like he's gonna like want to win everything, but it's just not possible, my friend, dude. Like you can't win everything, every single trophy. Like, there's a reason he's never done.
Yep. Yeah. Right now, for them, big fish is Champions League. It's not Premier League for them.
Yeah.
It's not like they have to play with the mentality where they're not favorites in Premier League, anyways. So if they goes with that approach, that might benefit them. But if they plays Premier League with the pressure, no, now we are favorites. No, now we should do this. No, we have to win now Premier League at any cost.
We have to get 100 points. Like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I doubt they'll make 100 points.
No, but they'll try to shoot for it. Like they'll try to win every game.
I don't think they will be able to make 100 points.
But dude, Pep is gonna try, man. Dude, this guy's like he's not like sane, dude. That's the thing about Pep. Like he doesn't. He's people like make this mistake about him. Like sometimes it's very good, and I think like he's super intelligent. Don't get me wrong, and like maybe the two are related, but he's not completely sane either. Like I mean, he'll try to like he'll try. This is a man that once said like. This is a direct quote from Pep Guardiola, dude. Like he once said in his Barcelona days, perfection is impossible, but you should try for it anyway. I mean, that's his mentality. So he's gonna try and win every single game in every single competition from now until like May, dude. It's just not possible, man. Do you really need to win the FA Cup, bro? Like, I'm just saying.
Well, he has Swansea. He has Swansea next in the FA Cup. Another easy draw. What can I say? He should push.
I mean, draws usually favors Man City when it comes to domestic cups. Yes, I understand.
Look, they played Colchester and they almost lost. So anything can happen this year.
You should play a C team, dude, in those games. To be honest.
Yeah, and that's how they should approach. You know what? Again, I'm saying because he might be kind of like having an intriguing experiences right now after winning the Liverpool game, and he might be thinking, okay, now I should prioritize Premier League now first. Let's do that. And if he does that, that's quite a repetition of the same mistake. And I still believe that he should pretty much forget about all those competitions.
Yeah.
Just focus on this league. Everything will fall in line. Just focus in
Mm,
Champions League. You need to understand. For example, if you wins game in Champions League, right? You reach quarters, you reach semis. It will build confidence for you guys to win the Premier League. It will
Yeah.
build, because what happened usually is that you're not winning Champions League and you're losing the games. For example, you're losing round of 16 quarterfinal. That's bad. That's bad for the status of this team right now.
mhm.
So, I mean, losing in Premier League or in FA Cup doesn't hamper the reputation for this team. Trust me, it doesn't hamper them a lot. Nothing. Champions League, oh my god, that criticism is like extreme.
Yeah. Did you guys
So,
talk about
yeah.
Liverpool's injury thing and like what
Oh
that
no,
means?
actually, I want
Ah,
to
Yeah.
that as well.
Liverpool's injuries, the talk of everybody's lips.
Hmm.
I, I, FSG, FSG, the Enigma. So
FSG.
Klopp has come to you and said, "I need defenders." He's on his knees.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Wallahi, I need defenders," and you've given him a prospect from, is it the Championship or the League One, and then you've given him, is it, what's his name, Kabak from
Yeah,
Schalke. If I remember correctly, Schalke are bottom of Bundesliga, right?
Yep, they're 20th
And
place.
they have the worst record in the history of Bundesliga in conceding goals.
They've won one game so far in the whole league campaign.
One game. Sheffield have won more than that.
Uh-huh.
Remember that. And they took that second win off us. Are you telling me going to Schalke and buying that centre back who was part of that worst defense is going to help you? And you didn't even start him.
Ah.
Yeah,
You didn't even start the guy. At least try start him next to Fabinho.
and he's
At
only 20
least,
years old, by the way.
at least start him next to Fabinho,
Hmm.
and then you can push Henderson back into midfield, and then you're not misusing Thiago. But
Hmm.
instead, whatever you're doing with Thiago is not working. Thiago does not suit Liverpool's play style. Like this whole let me try him deep, let me try him left, let me try him right. Just play him how Bayern Munich fans have seen him for the last few years. Play him with the two and tell him now go and dictate for me. Go and bring your passes. Go and
Hmm.
play this ball behind this person. Let them go. Help Firmino create. Because right now Firmino can't score. Salah and Mane are missing from this game, and you lot are still telling me it's defenders.
Hmm.
You lot were still winning games when you didn't have defenders. So
Yeah.
what's the real issue?
Yep.
It can't just be defenders now.
Mm.
Half
Thank
of
you,
your
Ed.
half
Yep.
the time, half the time your guys weren't scoring. Salah went 6 games without scoring. Mane went longer. Firmino, fraud Brazilian. That's what we're gonna call him. Firmino goals. Fraud Brazilian still can't score. Only will score against Spurs and that's it. Disappears for the next 5 games. What happened at Brighton? It wasn't your defense that let you down. It's the guys in front. Salah had so many chances, miss over the bar, wide. So you can't tell me it's defenders. This is the
Hmm.
same thing that you lot tried to bash City for last season when they didn't have Laporte and some of their players were injured. So now you want me to use the same energy as you did then to use it now. You lot will say, oh, it's a freak season because you've lost 3 centre backs. Everyone is facing the same problems as you. Why can't you deal with it as well? FSG, people be like, oh, hindsight. Hindsight is a very good thing. No one would expect you to lose 3 centre backs.
Hmm.
But at the same time, Liverpool squad depth is worse than United's. No word of a lie. You lot's Liverpool squad depth worse than United. How
Yep.
can you not have a backup for your centre back? And you have to resort in playing Fabinho at centre back. Yeah, he can play centre back well, but that's not his position. He's the DM. He's supposed to be shielding the guys behind him. So I don't understand. I don't understand like
can
what
I?
Klopp has to do. I don't understand
Actually, I
what
want to
Klopp
play
has to say to
devil's
them
advocate over
now.
there. And the reason I want to play devil's advocate over there, the magnitude of this game was so big You cannot just simply start one of your new signing, which you guys just signed him like a week ago, or sorry, like 4 days ago. Sorry.
But they have to try something. You can't
No,
tell
no, no,
me
no,
starting
no,
Fabinho
no,
and Henderson is your best option.
no, Annie. Let's be honest, okay? To give it's kill your morale, man. When you lose the biggest or the one of the most deciding game of your season against your arch nemesis, because that plays a vital role when it comes to mental factor of your new signing. You cannot simply throw them under the bus. So I defend Klopp over there. Yes, 100%. I understand. I can see why it didn't start with them. But I mean, now he lost. That's why like people are blaming. Oh, you could have do this. You could have done that. You could have used him like that. No. He's right with his lineups. I believe 100% is right with his lineups. But you can blame Klopp and the board for not
Yep.
signing up. 100%. When you say at the start, at the start of the season, you know that Matip is injury prone. You know Gomez is sketchy as fuck at times when he plays in defense. At times, I said. So you should have at least signed one defender who could be a potential replacement for Matip in future, and who's good, who's not that young, who's completely prospect. You should have signed kind of semi-established defender, like for example, like how we have Militao or someone like Nacho or someone like I'm just giving an example based off of my team. So someone like that, and they don't have anyone like that. And last season as well, they were complaining about, oh, we don't have a creative midfielder. Yes, but you don't need a CM. You need number 10 for that position, for creative app. And still you haven't fixed the issue of your creativity. And you
Remember,
tell
they
me how.
laughed. Remember,
No.
Mutar, they laughed when people were talking about Bruno Fernandes. Look at Bruno Fernandes right now. Remember, they
No,
laughed and said they didn't need him. Creative
no,
midfielder there.
Actually, Bruno was perfect for a team like Liverpool as well. But for me, honestly, they need someone number 10, someone with the attacking impetus, someone with the like how many of a Liverpool player aside from Sadio Mane can carry a ball
Thank you.
and who can beat their position
Yep.
on ability.
And
no one.
And you know what this is actually, dude? You know what this is? This is finally, it was always there, but Liverpool's, front three and their defense in the last 2 seasons covered for it. But it was always there. They're missing Philippe Coutinho. Ultimately, like that is it was always
Oh my
it was always
goodness.
there. It was always there. Like they were always missing him, dude. But the thing
Do you
is,
think they can get him back?
they can if they try. But like he'll have to
Didn't they
play
want
for
to?
less.
Didn't they want to sign Grealish or something?
Yeah, they'll have
They
he'll have
can't
to,
sign Grealish. Impossible. He's coming to La Fiesta.
Well, Grealish is that player. 100%. Grealish is that kind of player Liverpool want.
Yeah.
You know what? Who's another player who can add so much to the Liverpool AM position where they don't have? Julian Brand, who's shit right now.
That's true.
Shit right now. But like, if you need those, you don't need like a CM. You don't need. I mean, to be honest, you don't need a distributor like Thiago Alcantara for your team.
Yep.
If you have that AM and then you're a distributor like Thiago, that's a perfect combo. But you don't have anyone like who can penetrate from him.
You know, ultimately, dude, who's the bigger flop compared to Thiago in the team, dude? It's Keita, because Keita was supposed to be that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? Because I believe Anish. And some of the Liverpool fans, they want to pretty much somehow ignore this convo. They don't want to discuss this.
Yes, they don't talk about how much of this guy came for. 50 M's from Leipzig. And he doesn't start, always injured. He's in the hospital FC with Aguero and Dembele.
Yeah, with Hazard too.
Eden Hazard, oh my goodness. 160 million. Oh,
true. That figure is false.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, but still,
wait, how much was it? How much was it? Was it 88 or 100 million exactly?
No, it's actually 102 million euros, something like that.
102 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
All these guys who are sitting in hospital with legs up and they
Chelsea
can't
robbed us.
even start for their team. Oh my goodness.
No, but ultimately, I'll just say one thing over here with regards to Naby Keita. I mean, how much time you need now to integrate a team? I mean, I know it's injuries and everything, but like, I'll be consistent with my another argument. If this season Naby Keita failed or flopped or doesn't perform
Yep.
again or doesn't integrate himself, his flop.
Just
Like,
this season, last season as well.
for me, with regards to injuries and accounting everything, like how I do with the Eden Hazard, because I've given Eden Hazard this. If you didn't show up this season at any cost, you're flopped, fully flopped. So same goes for Naby.
Yep. So I
Oh, wait,
think,
can I ask one question? Let me ask one question.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So do you think regarding like these transfers and stuff, would you say Havertz would have done better at Liverpool than Chelsea?
The answer to that is no.
No,
The answer to that is no. Yeah.
No.
no.
But
I don't think Hazard
Werner
fits
would've.
what Klopp wants.
Werner. Okay. Yeah.
Werner?
Havertz, right?
Yeah, Havertz.
Havertz would
No.
have done.
Oh, what if Ziyech went to Liverpool?
Ziyech
Perfect.
might have. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where does he play? Where will he play?
Number 10.
Where Coutinho would have played.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
No, I mean
know.
Ziyech would have. Ziyech would have definitely.
Dude,
See,
Klopp
but
is
people-
Klopp is missing two players from his Dortmund tenure, dude. And that's
Yeah.
a Gundogan type player, and that's a
Andrews.
The second one
Yeah.
is a
And a
Mario
Royce.
Götze type player.
What?
No,
A
not
Mario
Royce.
Götze,
Not Royce,
yes.
because Royce, he has Royce and Mohamed Salah, but he's missing a Mario Götze type player.
Mhm.
Götze. But is there anyone similar to that right now that he can go and pick up? Because he'll want it on a cheap, someone that he can bring in right now.
How much Grealish would cost them?
If Grealish told United 80 million or nothing,
No, but I don't think so. He should go to United. No. United is set, man. Nah.
I generally think Pogba's still leaving regardless. If we were
No,
paying
even if
something
Pogba
up.
leaves, no. Even if Pogba leaves, no. Grealish will do
But then
mistake.
who do you push? Who do
You
you push?
you have Van de
to
Beek as
play?
well. No, but you have
I
Van de
know,
Beek.
but my issue is I don't think this board is going to sack Ollie because Ollie, whatever problem or issue he has with Van der Beek, I don't know what it is. This guy should be starting games by now. He should be at least playing some football, but he's not, and this is costing him his spot in the Euros. Like they're not going to take him, and it's gonna feel like a wasted year.
Netherlands, Annie. Netherlands doesn't have that much squad depth, so definitely he'll be in the squad.
I don't
Van de
know.
Beek
I don't know.
No, definitely he'll be there.
Yeah, but he needs time to play to keep his fitness up. He's not playing any games. Like in the game against Everton, Pogba went off. Instead of keeping control of the ball, he opted for Fred. Why? Bring on someone who is press resistant and can control the play through the middle. Bring on Van der Beek. It's not like you're playing City or Liverpool with high press. You're playing Everton at your home ground. Bring on Van der Beek.
Mhm.
Let him start linking up plays with people. Come on.
No, for me,
Why
for me, pretty much Bruno Fernandes has been benching. That's
But I
how.
don't think Van der Beek is a cam though. I don't think
No,
he's a
he is.
cam.
No. He is. People didn't watch him.
Yeah.
But
Van
I'm
de
sure
Beek is a-
Tadic played that false nine role
No.
against Van der. I'm
That was striker.
sure.
Annie. I've watched that Ajax team really closely.
Yeah.
When the Beak was like behind striker position,
Yeah, he was.
he was like pretty much like a Griezmann for them.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, bro, and that position is being occupied by Bruno. This is the problem for Man United. That's why I said when the bike signing doesn't make sense to me for United. Doesn't make sense to me for United.
But actually, it would have made sense for Liverpool.
To be honest,
Who would have made a sense for Liverpool?
Oh God, look who's here.
Oh, Salim.
Van de Beek?
Yeah, actually, it would.
Maybe.
I
I
mean, not as
think
much
look,
as
look,
CS,
let me
but
let
yeah.
me let me let me first like I really don't understand the reason why Van de Beek had to go to Man United.
No
It's
one knows. No one, not even me. But I just feel like he's being wasted because Ollie has this weird obsession of playing Fred and McTominay together and not playing them apart. Sometimes you don't need to play both. Play Fred and play either Van de Beek or McTominay. You don't need to play both. Some days you'll need to rest Pogba, some days you need to rest Bruno.
Mm.
Let Van de Beek play one of the other times when they're not playing. Because I generally still think Pogba's going to leave and Van de Beek is going to have to step into that position.
oh
Yep.
my.
So let him play to get the gist of the team. So when it does eventually happen, Van de Beek can play like nothing has changed. But instead, McTominay against McTominay against Chelsea, McTominay. How about go and play football and go at these teams? Stop being so
I don't
reserved.
think he's afraid. He's like if we've been
I
honest,
think
like
Ollie, I genuinely think Ollie is afraid to go against these teams. Ollie is afraid to go and let
because
the handbrake off.
he sits back,
You saw it at Anfield, Salim.
sat
Instead
back.
of actually going for it, sat back and waited
A makeshift super what was it, makeshift defense, right? Yes. It was
and
Henderson
played
and
Pogba right
it was
wing.
Was it Henderson and
Henderson and
Fabinho?
Fabinho played Pogba right wing. I was like, what?
City like City showed Man United the chance should have taken, like
How to
because
beat these guys?
City second half knew how to change the game, because first half they were testing Liverpool. The second half was more of a, like the way they did it, like they come and like they didn't allow the midfielders to get the ball from Henderson and Fabinho. If you have a legit center backs, but anyway, well, I'll vent to my Liverpool frustration later, but yeah,
No,
I
you have
don't
to do it.
understand.
You
No,
have to do it
no,
very
no.
soon, actually.
You have to do it very
Yeah.
soon.
Do it.
You have to
Do
do it
it.
very soon because
Now
Angela, you're gonna be
listen,
next, so like you have to
Salim,
talk
listen,
about the game.
the words for
listen.
Allison right now,
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No,
Expose
no,
him.
Salim.
I'm not. Look. He's a world class goalkeeper. They can make a mistake. World
Uh,
class. Look. He saved our ass for 3 years, bro. Listen, we had worse goalkeeper. I'm not, but I don't
yes,
excuse him for today.
Carriers.
I don't excuse him for today. Look, it's like Oblak that's gonna make a mistake. It's like
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
Ter
The
Stegen that's
hair
gonna. It's like
yesterday.
no, yeah,
Oh
the
my
hey,
god.
Neuer made mistake against Liverpool in the Champions League. People don't understand. He's the one who causes them
Wait, was that
the.
when Mane
What
was through on
Yeah,
it
goal and
was,
he
Mane's
yeah,
fun.
it was
turned
it was
him
very
Mane's
and he
timely
yeah,
turned
too.
him?
yeah. He if he would have came out, he would have saved at least Mane would have been more difficult, like to make a choice, either pass it to Salah or try to do something. Is that?
Mm.
But Moya was look. It's not. But I'm not gonna excuse him. That was stupid to do.
Oh my god.
You knew that was a makeshift
Do you
center
know
back.
what
That's not
made me
Van Dijk
laugh?
right
I
there.
think he just lost his head. I just
Yeah,
Yeah,
think he lost
I
his
think he
head.
did.
Because
I
remember
think
that instance, he passed the ball to, was it Fabinho? Fabinho gives it back. And then earlier, he sprung the ball, hit a City man, they win the ball back. He's
Yep.
done the same thing again, and then
Yep.
they concede. He literally
City
did.
knew, and City like second half they like first half City they knew what to do. Like the first half they were testing Liverpool, see what they could do, because they wanted to know if this makeshift. I already said in my tweet, like partnership between Henderson and Fabinho, zero wins. They're not winning. They
It
zero
can't, it's not
wins.
sustainable.
Bro, tell me in football history where you've seen two center midfielders play center back and try to win against
And when I get,
one of the best teams in the league in Europe and try
I'm
to
gonna
win
say
again.
Ferguson. I'm gonna say
No,
Ferguson.
Ferguson didn't even do it, bro.
Yeah, he did. Carrick and
But he
Fletcher. Carrick
but
and
he didn't.
Fletcher.
Did they go up
They won
against the
that
big team?
game.
Who
They
do they go
won.
up
They
against?
I think Pep's fine in
Wolfsburg.
Liverpool.
Wolfsburg in the Champions League.
But I'm talking
We
not like not one game. I'm talking about like big game. Like it's
no
big
Wolfsburg at
game.
the time were the current German champions, so that was a
I think
big
Pep's
game.
Bayern, dude. I think Pep did it when he was coaching Bayern. Like he had to play Kimmich and one of their midfielders as center backs against Juventus in the Champions League and Dortmund in the league. Yeah, that's the last time I remember.
But that's a one game. But you don't do these twice, bro. You don't do these four times.
He has a point.
Club,
I think they
club,
said this is like the 14th pairing of who plays in
bro.
defense for Liverpool this
Bro, I'm
season.
da I listen. Any Liverpool fans who listen, I don't care if you're top red, bottom red, middle red, no matter what.
Top
This
Reds.
cannot, this cannot work. FSG literally screwed over
Yep.
uh club
Wallahi, they
for
screwed over
lack of
Klopp.
Mm.
negligence, man. It's a pure bro. I don't want to hear this is a purest of all negligence, man. It's like bro. He was bleeding in general. If he would have gotten those two center back in January, at least now they would have been like, bro. The midfield is
Exactly.
unbalanced. You telling Thiago to do a lot of things. How is Thiago going to do a lot of things when he's
I'm not gonna lie.
two of his best parents don't even work? Bro, that game against Everton we played, Thiago had the man of the match. Was he playing with? Hendo, Fabinho. That game we completely only VAR screwed us over on that game on Van Dijk
Mm,
injury, but that game we controlled everywhere, man. Everton couldn't do nothing. Guess what happened? All that is gone because what? Why? Because injury to our best center back. Oh, and guess what happened? Injury to our third best center back. And what happened? Oh, our second best center back, his ankle blew up.
Mm.
What is this, bro? When has there been a three senior backs? Not 2 weeks off, not 1 week off. The season out, done.
my problem, like I said, is FSG. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Once you
And
hear
and and and
they
you
must have
look.
known two of them are out. They must have gone, all right, January come, we've seen who we want. Let's go and pick them up and bring them in now. No, they
I think
waited till
I
the
look the
last day of the
stupidity, yeah,
transfer
and not
window.
just that, the stupidity to plan. They were thinking Matthew is gonna stay healthy and probably get one center back and another center back for a loan. Bro, only the thing changed, became more drastic. Klopp had to lie so that other teams couldn't know we were desperate for center back in the negotiation.
Mm,
Matip injury, guess what they said? He's only out for Brighton. Guess what? After the center back was signed, guess what they said? He's done for the season.
he's done for the season. Imagine.
Imagine, bro, imagine if we didn't sign
But
center back.
Salim, but
No, no,
Salim,
no. Let me
don't
finish.
you
No,
criticize Klopp's management with there though?
bro, I look, there's two things. You need to criticize today's club management of center backs. Yes. But you
Mm,
have to also understand these two new players. Kabak, yes, he has experience. Davis, he has played Man City against them what in the FA Cup and the League Cup. But that doesn't mean anything. Like, but if he throws them in and the shit goes sideways, it's gonna kill their confidence. So at
yeah.
least I don't blame you that, but I still criticize
Mm-hmm.
him. He would have taken one of them a risk. Bro, Kabak has experience. He played against Bayern, man. He has played against Bayern. He's played in the Nations League of Cups. He played big teams, man. He has experience. At least throw him in
Mm.
and put Henderson back, bro. That the midfield would have been balanced, but that midfield
I
is out of
think
balance.
Yep.
I
That
think Kabak
midfield,
and Fabinho would have been
Thiago is
better.
look, Thiago has been told to play 8, 10, and 6. How the heck is he gonna do that, man? In a game?
Nah, he needs to, like I said, do what they did with Bayern, play him next to someone like he's
That's
been
what I
playing
learned.
this whole
The
time.
Yeah.
game, bro, the game at Everton was the game. Everything was going smooth. That was the midfield: Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago. Those midfielders, we had, we did a lot of things that everybody was playing good. Look, the moment
Mm,
Van Dijk went down, Klopp
mm-mm.
should have made it. I think Klopp made it more publicly. The frustration with FSG when the transfer window was getting very, very close, like deadline day. You saw the media when he said, "I'm not gonna be like a 5-year old asking them, but I do need a center back as quickly as possible." But he said, "I'm not gonna be a 5-year-old."
But can I respond to that, right? Like for
Mhm.
me, because with today's game, right? I mean, yesterday's game, when it comes to Klopp, I don't criticize his man management for not picking up the two new signings. As if I said earlier, you cannot just simply throw your two new signings under the bus because this was one of the biggest game for Liverpool in Premier League, title deciding game, kind of.
Mhm.
So I pretty much agrees with the Klopp's mindset of managing this game when it comes to defending, of playing with your two midfielders as your defenders. 100%, I agree with him. My point with the Klopp is you could have made this thing before the Van Dijk's injury. When I mean that, I mean last season's summer window. This season's summer window. Okay, you could have pretty much like either pressurized or because we can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
this.
yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. But the thing is,
Allow me, bro. Allow me.
go ahead, finish.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you see last season, Liverpool fans was screaming, okay, what if Matip got injured? Because they knew that last season Matip was an injury prone. That was nothing new for Liverpool fans. They didn't came to know the season that Matip is injury prone. No, they knew it like a long time ago. Last season, in fact. And they knew that Gomez is pretty sketchy. It's like you can see Gomez in some games, big games, he's not that good. Sometimes he brings up 9 out of 10 performances. So Gomez was not the consistent defender with Van Dijk. They knew it. So Liverpool fans and Liverpool fans knew it. Like they need a new signing in summer for defender, which club should have convinced FSG to go for it. Otherwise, it's like game gone. But ultimately, they didn't do that. So I believe it's Klopp and FSG's mistake starting the season with not signing a defender, and
I, I,
even with Thiago Alcantara's positioning, right? I don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think so. His number 10. I don't think so. His box to box. He is a. I mean, he's like a dynamic CM. Play him like a CM. And Salim is bringing up the game of Everton, where you can see Thiago Alcantara play the best game of his Liverpool shirt. Yes, I agree. And that was his perfect position because of Fabinho and Henderson. Henderson's presence in the midfield.
Yeah,
100%, I agree with.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I agree
But
with you.
but for me, again, you have to see it, right? Someone has to step up. If Hendo and what do you call what's this guy's name? Hendo and
Fabinho.
Fabinho is not in the midfield. Someone has to step up from the midfield because you need to understand this is not a declining Liverpool, or this is not the Liverpool which
It's
is
not even
trying to be top
decline.
team.
It's
No,
not.
no, no,
It's
no,
not
no.
even
Listen,
decline.
listen. No,
No,
listen,
but
listen,
I'm
listen.
not sure, Salim. Like you had
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
so
It's
many
not.
more
It's
points
not.
at
It's
this
not. No, no,
point.
no. It's not a decline, bro. You have to look at it. Who you got your best mid? The best. You have
No, no, no,
your
no. You,
whole
you didn't
center.
understand.
Your whole midfielder is out of
Salim, you didn't allow
unbalanced.
me to complete the thing, man.
Okay, go ahead.
And
Finish.
you're taking it
A
full,
lot,
full
lot.
bit, like
Yeah. Let's hear from
yeah.
Muta. Let's hear from Muta.
Yeah. So my point is, this is not a declining Liverpool, and this is not the same Liverpool who was trying to be the best team in the world. You are already the one of the best team in the world,
Yep.
right? You are at the mountain,
Yep.
okay? And when I see the team who are at the mountain, right, I see the team have the other resources in the midfield who can step up their games. When I see the team who are at the peak have the backups in every position. I'm talking about the peak, right? I'm not talking about the graph was like on downward trend or the graph was upward trend. No, I'm talking about the graph was already trend is up. So that's what I'm saying. So I can give you many teams examples. They have the backup in their every position who at the peak. When I mean backup, I don't mean like okay, like there should be like 22 world class players. No, I'm saying that if the absence of one player, so you can immediately or two players on any position in any position of the game, there should be at least one guy who can play like a partnership and raise the game. For example,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of my team. When Ozil left,
Mhm.
Modric step up. So there's no Fabi Henderson. So who should step up? There should be someone who should step up. Like for example,
Keita.
right? Xavi left, Rakitic step up, right, for Barcelona in 15. So there should be someone from Liverpool midfield
Yeah.
who should step up. There was no one.
It's
So,
supposed to
so
be Keita, but
yeah,
Keita
and
is
same goes.
always injured.
And same goes for Man City as well. Because last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, Man City was on the peak of the football. So this is not just criticism towards Liverpool. There's a criticism towards Man City as well. I
Well,
haven't
yeah.
seen one of the world class team who are at the top of the table, top of their charts, and they cannot produce an emergency talent in a sense to recoup the position, or who can be at least a partnership with Thiago Alcantara. But in case of Liverpool, and same goes for Man City from last 2 seasons in defense. Yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Uh,
That's my point.
Yeah, look, about Keita. Most of you would agree with Goodwin. Goodwin has a serious injury problem with Man City for the past 4 years, right? I mean, for the past 3 years since he signed to that, he's like been out of in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Gundogan.
Yep.
What they did
Yeah.
was sign a physio, someone who can help him understand the body. These players, they have what they call injuries that they play, they have the muscles there, but their muscles is not like up for it. So Keita, now what we did was we said, you know what, stop, let's get a new physio and get you back in the same way. So Klopp is taking the same way he kind of looked at Goodwin's history with Man City's injury problem. You know how people
Mhm.
were saying Goodwin, Man City should sell Goodwin because of injury problem. I'm not gonna sell Keita, bro. He has the skills and everything. Is can we get the best physio and make him stay healthy?
Nah. Now I
Keita's
believe
been
you're
here
you're stretching.
long.
No. I'm not stretching. I'm
Keita's
not
been
stretching.
here too long, man.
No,
My
no,
guy
no, no,
came
no,
for
no, 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 no,
50
no,
M's.
no. Keita, Goodwin has been here before. Goodwin was signed in 2017. The problem, he came in before Keita. The problem, both of them are the
But
same.
you cannot
They
just
injured.
simply
No,
use Gundogan.
but
I'm
I
saying,
don't.
Use
look,
just
I'm
Gundogan.
using, and
See,
look,
see,
I know she understands me because I'm using the analogy of Goodwin has an injury problem. He had injury problem. They're both good
Man can
players.
use the
no,
same thing. Okay, should
but see, the
Can I
reason,
finish? Can I finish? What I'm saying is,
yeah.
look, I'm not saying, look, if we look, Keita is good. He has the skills and everything. The problem is he plays 10 games. No, he plays 5 games. Then he gets out of injury from nowhere, like a muscle injury. So if we can get him healthy and he can stay healthy and he can
that's
play
really big
10,
if, man.
but the reason is you could do it if you get the right physio who understands the body.
Oh
And
my
you
God,
could,
Salim,
bro,
bro.
you
I can
can, no,
say the
no, no.
same thing for
I, no,
Hazard,
no,
man.
no, bro,
I
I'm
could
dead
say the
serious.
same
Yes,
thing
you
for
could, yeah,
Harry
yes,
Kane
yes,
as well,
yeah,
the
and Eric
yeah,
physio, you
Bailly.
know,
yes.
nice
That's the
physio.
look, understand, Muntaha, it all depends on the guy you work with. If you work with a shitty ass
Nah,
doctor,
I
I
disagree,
know,
Salim.
it's the truth, bro. It's the truth.
No, but that's but,
I,
no, no, but what you're trying to do is that you're putting everything on physio now. You bring
But
everything.
bro, how
here's
does no, no,
ultimately wait.
how does injury? Okay, how is Goodwin getting better this year?
It's
While
not
last year he
just
was so ass in injury. The year before that he was ass in injury, and the
Because
year
he
before,
might be no,
no.
and
Yeah,
how you could be so sure
correct.
that it's only physiotherapy?
No, but correct. See, correct. Gundogan, right? Last season, like he was nowhere. Like I mean, I don't even remember one game of him from last season. Season before
because he
that,
was
same thing. I don't.
injury
Yeah, it was
prone.
injury. But, but here's why Gundogan. See, Hazard is a good example to use because Hazard like is never done anything for Madrid. Gundogan in the initial like 2 seasons for Man City, dude, you could see kind of glimpses of like what this guy potentially could be, and at Dortmund as well, if you
That's
want to go like
this.
further.
Yeah,
But the thing is, with the differences with Keita, Salam, see, I can give you games of Man City. Okay, Man City away to Barcelona. I know they lost 4-0, but Gundogan had a very good game. The return, like in the group stages where they won 3-1, Gundogan had a very good game. The game against Tottenham Hotspur where they won 4-1 in 17-18 where they got 100 points, Gundogan had a very good game. So I can give you several games of Gundogan in Man City like prior to the season, like where you can see, with the help of the physio, if this guy stays fit, right, he can he can give you a lot. But the thing is, like, in the games where he's been fit, or I'm gonna say they because I'm putting Hazard into this too. In the games where they've been fit, Keita and Hazard
no,
haven't really
different. I
shown
disagree. I
me
disagree on Keita
like
because I can give you
Why?
games after games.
yeah.
I can give you
Can you
games.
Can you
I
give me
think
high profile games, huh? Can you give me high profile
High
games?
profile, yeah, high
Mm.
profile.
high
Yeah.
pro most.
Because I don't
Okay,
want. No, no, I don't want to hear West Ham
Bayern.
United.
No, no, no. Bayern first leg. He was our
What do you
best
mean
player.
by what he did
Okay.
in
I
the first leg?
disagree. I disagree
No,
on
no.
two.
Who do who are you gonna say was our best player? Be honest. On that first
Oh,
leg,
To be honest,
the mid,
Fabinho for me.
Fabinho, and
Yeah.
no,
Matip as well.
no. Fabinho didn't play in that. Fabinho was the center back. I will
Yep.
give you yes. I'm talking about the midfield, not overall game. I'm talking
Oh,
about the midfield. He was
Genie.
no.
No, wait,
Genie was
wait,
okay, but Keita
wait.
was the one who was Keita was the one
Salim.
who created 3 to 4 chances for Mane to fuck it up. I'm serious. And what else?
Bro.
Porto at home, he was our best
Oh
player.
my God, that's high profile
Not
game,
no no
Porto.
no no. No. It was a Champions League, bro.
No, man.
Barcelona,
Okay.
no, Barcelona. No, no,
Okay. No, no, no,
I
no,
wouldn't
no. By
even,
that
I would,
logic,
no, no, I
no,
wouldn't
but
even
no,
give
no,
you
no, no,
Barcelona. He
no.
was injured after 20 minutes. I wouldn't give you, but he was the best midfielder for us.
No,
In
but
that,
I mean, it was
I
nothing
wouldn't even.
compared to
No, no, no,
Gundogan.
no. I would. Okay, the Premier League. I will give you Spurs, uh, Tottenham in the first
Just
season before.
clutching at
No,
straws,
it's not
man.
clutching. It's not clutching. First season, the first 10 games of the first season, he was our best midfielder. Klopp couldn't even drop him. The first 10 games
Oh my
in the
God.
first season, he was our best midfielder. Klopp couldn't even drop him until he got injured. I'm serious.
No, okay,
Not,
fine, fine.
I'm not finished. I'm not
No,
finished,
no, no,
bro. He
no, no,
hasn't
wait, Salim,
played the look. He hasn't played the highlight. He hasn't because Man City
I know
twice
you're
he
building
was
the
injured.
case for. No, no, I know you're building the case for. The point is, you have to arrive at the conclusion. So you're trying to tell us that he could replicate what Gundogan is replicating right
No,
now.
I'm
You're
not
telling
saying
me
I
that?
don't need. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he could
Yep.
be. Look, I'm not saying that. I'm using the analogy. He can stay free, healthy. That's it. Free from injury, healthy.
Bro, by that logic, then I can say PSG is fucking what do you call? I'm sorry if I'm using my abusive tone over here, but
You could
physiotherapists
swear, by the
are
way.
dumb. Yeah, physiotherapists are dumb because Neymar is getting injured, Mbappe, Verratti is
No,
getting
no,
injured.
no, no.
Come on,
Neymar, no. Is it muscle injury? Neymar, tell me, really? No, I don't think so.
It is a
Neymar's,
but with Verratti,
Neymar's,
it isn't.
no. Verratti, yes. Verratti, I
even
will give
Mbappe.
you. I don't know. Verratti, look, this is the problem with him. He comes back and he gets injured. What is the reason? You have to understand something. Rushing a player is not good. It's not a good judgment. First of all, never rush an injury when it comes down to our muscles. Give
Bro,
time,
I'm not saying
build
anything like
muscle.
that.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Build muscles, relax the muscles. Bro, this is everybody, every like physical therapist will even tell you. Muscle. You don't rush. We don't know what goes inside the club when they need a key players. Sometimes they
Salim,
rush them. They rush them,
no,
man. Key players, they
Salim,
rush them. Let me
Salim.
finish.
But the point,
Let me get to a point.
Yeah, let Salim complete his point, and then
Let me get to a point where you can understand. Varati's problem is I think PSG Russian, they don't give him time. Neymar injury is all about bones injury. It's all been what? Breaking a bone, ankle injury. It's not anything to do with
no, that's
muscles.
not true. He has muscle injury as well.
In PSG, not as big problem as the at the
No, he
bones.
had twice, I believe. I believe he has twice or
Which
thrice
no. Which injury
without
has
for two
no no
games for France.
which injury has been the major problem for Neymar? Tell me.
No, I mean, yes, 100%. Ankle was a major one because we wanted.
Because what he showed,
Wait, wait,
let's
wait.
be honest, does he show put yes or no? And people go after his ankle.
Wait. But that's not the point. The point is that then I can wait. Then I can give. Then that you have to bear
You,
Eden
you,
Hazard as well because that's also ankle injury then for Eden Hazard. Major injuries. Then we cannot criticize Eden Hazard by the way. But if I use your
no,
criteria,
I didn't look. Neymar's injury has been one ankle problem, and the other thing is broken his foot. His what was it? The foot between the like your what's the word?
bro, Salim, you're nitpicking, and the
I'm
problem is
not
with you.
nitpicking. I'm making a point, and you trying to use a different analogy by strong
Because
manning that.
you're extreme. No, you're extremely defensive with the indicator. That's the point. You're not
I'm not
extreme.
extreme, bro. I
This is your
told you
problem.
the same way I treat Hazard. I said Hazard problem has been injury, not because of football skills, not because he went
No,
head and knee flat. It's
no,
because of
but I'm saying,
injuries.
No injuries. Yeah, but that's the same reason I'm
But
reasoning. I'm using with Navigator.
but we
If you
have
want to
to.
be defensive, no. If you want to be defensive, then okay, finish the topic. Then we can move on. We can agree to disagree. But the point is,
we'll probably have
yeah,
to do that. To be honest.
Like I'm
but
saying, what I'm saying is,
the point is that
look,
no, wait.
can we all hope for one player to get free from injury? We want Hazard to be free from injury also, right?
I
Go
mean,
ahead. I'm not participating. Go ahead.
I mean, well, I'm not getting no defensive. I'm saying, do you want Hazard to be free from injury? Because we all want Hazard to be free from injury because we want to see a good
Yeah.
player play.
I mean, do we?
I
want
mean,
to see
it's up
Hazard
to
free of
you,
injury.
but I want to see him free from injury, what he can do. Listen, what I'm saying is the club, he screwed himself over first of all. The moment he knew he should have went and say, he should have went rather than going public in 3 weeks before the deadline, telling the media, I'm not gonna be like a 5-year-old cry over for not getting center back. He should have just went and said, I need center back, and it's gonna be a huge problem. If he would have said, it would have been more pressure for FSG to get a center back. But they didn't do it. They just waited for the last day to get a center back. And Klopp, knowing that he cannot play them together, had to wait another 10 days until we see them probably against Leicester. Can Liverpool finish top four? Yes, they will finish. Can they go all the way up to Champions League, probably quarterfinals, semifinals? Yeah, they can. But I don't know if they can
They
win
can't.
it.
They're not in the tournament.
No, but
I mean,
Salim,
I can see maybe a semi, but most likely a
no,
quarters.
no, but as
Depend,
for you,
depend, depend. No, look. For me, if they play Henderson and Fabinho, forget about even
Yeah,
passing
exactly.
the semifinal. Forget about passing the round of 16. They're not. It
Yeah.
has to be. Kabak has to play, bro. This guy is legit. He played against Bayern. He played against big teams in Bundesliga. He has experience.
and where is Schalke, by the way?
Naka is a dumb team, bro. They like. I'm
Yeah,
talking.
now Schalke's dumb team. Okay, bro,
No,
you're
no, no, no,
shifting.
no. I'm okay. What about last year then? Let's use Kabak last year then.
Yeah,
They were good last year. Why are they so bad this year? What
no, but
happened
no,
to them?
but no, but
He played last year. He played last year for them. He was good for them. But
Salim. The
you
point is that
using look, bro. If a team is bad, doesn't mean every player in that team is going to be bad.
did I said that?
No, but you were going to the point to that.
No, but what?
You were borderline of going that. So explain to
You're
me.
hyping.
Explain. No, no, I'm not
No,
hyping it.
you're
I
hyping
am
Quebec.
not hyping him.
You're hyping Quebec.
When? No, no, no.
You're hyping it.
How
You
is
know
it
why you're
hyping?
hyping it?
Look, is he better
How?
than? No, no, no. Muntaha,
No,
let me ask. No,
you
no.
know
Look,
Is he better?
okay. Here's how we're gonna
Muntaha,
here's how we're
Muntaha.
gonna do this, right?
No, no, no,
Okay, so
no. Muntaha, is he
make your
better?
point.
Is he
Yeah,
better
and
than?
then
Is he
Muntaha,
better
and
than?
then me.
Is he better than Reese Williams? Yes or no? Is he better than Reese Williams? Yes or no?
Can I
Is
respond?
Kabak better than Reese Williams, man? I'm
Right
trying to get a.
now,
If you're not
Can
gonna
I
answer
respond?
me, I'm trying to get a point. I'm trying
right
to get.
now, is
Okay,
Kabak better?
so Salim went. So yeah, Muntaha responded.
Yeah, okay. And I don't want any interruption for a minute or two.
Yeah,
That's it.
no. I'm server muting everybody until like you finish your point. So
Yeah. So the point is, better than Reese Williams means nothing for Champions League. Okay, I mean, I'm just assuming Champions League is your criteria to win or at least reach semis. Okay, better than Reese Williams it means not okay. It's improvement, update, yes, upgrade, 100%. But that doesn't mean like okay, he's better, so he's going to have impact. We don't know how it's going to work. So when I mean you hyping him, I'm not saying okay, you are saying him he's the best defender in the world or something like that. No, but I'm trying to tell you is you're putting a load of faith in him by saying that okay, play Kabak, he might do something, he will do something. No, we don't know what can happen because ultimately Klopp knows better than you and me. If he would be that good, at least I wasn't that good, but if he would be good or reliable, Klopp would have immediately started in this game. Let's be honest. Okay, we know that Klopp have habit to take time to integrate player into the team, new player into the system, 100%. And I agree with him for this game as well. But it doesn't mean that Kabak can make it. I mean, he might not. But the way convincingly you're trying to tell us that oh no, he will be good. He will kind of make difference. I'm thinking that you are praising him in terms of overrating him. When I mean overrating him, you're not saying he's great. right now, but the way you're trusting him, that's my problem with you. If I would be a Liverpool fan right now, I wouldn't have been trusted the Kabak guy. To be honest, that's
Okay.
I'm being objective over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like that's a so good point. And now Salim can make his point, and then like I'll speak on it, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, Salim. Okay, go. Like, give us your thoughts on Kabak.
Monta, as you say, like I'm putting too much faith, bro. Who do we have? We can't put a faith, bro. We don't have no center back. If you have no center back, if you have nobody, the one who you have, you can put him in the faith. That's what I'm talking about. I'm putting him in faith because we have literally zero senior center back that I can put faith in. That's the only thing I have now. I have nothing. We have nobody that can help us get to where we want to get. Top four, probably go some runs with the CL. Do I think Liverpool are going to win? I don't know. Can Liverpool do damage in this year? Yes, they can. But I'm
Yeah.
saying right now, the person that I have to put my faith in is those two center backs we got, Kabak and Davids. No one else. I'm not putting my faith in Henderson, Fabinho. They have showed me, I've seen it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Who can I put my faith in? The ones I see and the ones who can play center back. Are they better than Reece Williams and Nate Phillips? Yes. Are they better than Matip and Gomez? No. Are they? Forget about Van Dijk. Van Dijk is a different level now. Okay. Are they? No. Can they at least be better center back, a competent center back that can help Liverpool reach the goal they want to reach? Yes. That's my faith. It's not doesn't mean I'm putting too much faith saying I'm hyping him. No. The one I have, just like if Madrid, Varane and Ramos were done, or some other the other two are done also, bro. The two you have that you probably seen them play a little bit, that's the ones you're gonna put faith in. The ones in front of you is the only ones you can put faith. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, what it's like, bro, we have nothing. What are you gonna lose?
Mm-hmm.
Can I respond? Can I
You
respond?
might want to play them. What is there to lose? You already
Okay,
Can I
seen
so
respond?
Henderson and Fabinho are ass, bro. So what is there to lose? Might as well just let it run. If it
right,
works, it
so
works.
like
If it doesn't work, then whatever.
so Pablo, like move to the slide one, which is like Liverpool's
Oh, okay.
defensive like phase, and then Muta, make your point, and then I'll like make my point, and then we can move on.
Yeah. So as
Yeah.
Salim mentioned, right?
Yeah.
If Varane Ramos is injured, by default we have to play our backup centre backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but
Yep.
still I won't trust them. And I'm being as a Madrid fan, being objective. Regardless, it's a proper centre backs, like by position, okay? Militao and Nacho. I won't trust them. I won't trust them. You're trusting them at least in terms of you'll play good. I won't trust them. I won't trust simply. That's how objective and logical I have to be. Because if I say is that like okay, Militao and Nacho can do something, technically they're defenders, centre back. They might produce better results than Hendo and what do you call Fabinho? Yes, but that doesn't mean that I should trust them. Like that's how I am. That's how I see things objectively, and that's how I judge them on the basis of the performance. It doesn't mean that okay. For example, if Liverpool would have Nacho and this guy Militao as centre back options, I wouldn't have trusted Liverpool to reach that high level. That's how I believe I see football. I'm being completely objective when it comes to Champions League semi-final or destroying or like the big words Sadim is using, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or damaging Champions League, the big words. I mean, I believe this is arrogance. Anyways, that's it.
Okay, so going on to this, so like let's come back to this game, and actually I'll hold off my point till we finish not this slide, but even the slide after that. So in this slide, what it is that I'm really showing, Liverpool's defensive shape when they were without the ball and Man City was really coming onto them and putting pressure on them. In the first half and like even the second half, you could say. What I'm seeing really here is that there wasn't really a very compact, organization in the way Klopp set up his team to defend. From what I saw, and even in the first half when, the game was much more even, it was really more or less like Liverpool trying to put as many bodies. They were clearly trying to protect their center back partnership, which was a very makeshift partnership, and they were just trying to put as many bodies as possible between, the ball and their center halves, and like it was okay, but ultimately, like, because of that structure, it didn't really last that much. So Fabinho and Henderson. So, like, Sam, do you have any like last thoughts on the center back issue? And like, you sound like you said you wanted Kabak to start. So, like, would you have started Kabak over Henderson in the game today? Oh, okay, so he might not be here.
No. I would. Henderson, look, I've said it. I've said it long. Like people can check like my Twitters and everything. That partnership of Fabinho and Henderson. Like look, let me go back to like healthy Liverpool. Van
Mhm.
Dijk, either Matip, Trent, and Wilbur, right?
Mhm.
Fabinho, Henderson, and I'm talking about the. I'm using the Everton game for this, okay?
Mhm.
And and Thiago. Usually, when we are starting from the back, like playing out from the back, Fabinho will drop into that slot in, like dra and Henderson and Thiago will go wide. That's what they did. So it'll give the ball to Fabinho. Fabinho will start from the midfield, play it out, like work it out the midfield and like spread out. And the wings will go way like hog the touch line. So we have an option of either diagonal pass from Van Dijk to Salah or Mane to bypass the midfield. That is gone. That midfield is unbalanced now. We have like if Thiago drops the middle, Wijnaldum can't do nothing. We have Jones, 19-year-old.
Windalum.
You
It's
know,
Windalum. It's Windalum. It's
Windelum, Windelum,
Windalum.
Windelum. Okay, Windelum can't do nothing. Okay, so that midfield is out of balance.
Mhm.
It's gone, and you have your two other best midfielders playing in out of position and a goalkeeper who freaked out today. I don't know what happened. I'm kind of a shocked. Like
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on with Allison? I think he was shocked. He thought he was playing with Van Dijk and Matip. No. So until that midfielder gets back to balance, I don't think this is gonna work. I think Liverpool are gonna get
Mhm.
struggle unless Klopp has to take like these 10 days. He has to drill those two new center backs. Like this is how we play. This like in the training like in training ground, like drill them, so they know. And to a point, I want to come back to a saying of a trust. I don't mean complete trust. A trust that they can do the job. To a point, I feel that okay, this could work until something happens next season. That's what I'm looking for. I don't think this is gonna work. Like I knew it was not gonna work when I saw the lineup. That's why I changed my stance. Said, you know what, this is Man City are taking the win today, and they're
Mhm.
gonna win because this was it was all I saw it against Southampton when they played that. I saw it against Man United when we played them that midfield. I said I don't know how Man United actually didn't win the game. I don't know what
Mhm.
Man United was doing. They Man United should have attacked, cut off everything. They would have taken the game at Anfield. Yeah, that balance is not working. That's way out of balance. And you're asking for two center midfielders to do the job of a center back. It's not gonna work.
Mhm.
But can we be objective over here? Because
Yeah. Go ahead.
Fabinho has been one of the most versatile player I've seen.
Mhm.
And when I mean versatile, means in defense and in midfield DM role. I don't think so. We can use like I mean Salim or Liverpool fans can use the Fabinho has been playing as a centre back, as a midfielder playing. No, his DM. So yeah, I know it's different position, 100%. But he's been good. He's been good as a centre back. Fabinho and in many high profile games, Fabinho has showed up like it's like really
Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
Centre
yeah,
back.
you're right. But
Yeah.
the thing is, he was paired
Let
with
me complete.
another
Let me
center
complete.
back.
Let me complete.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Hendo, I believe that Hendo was a mistake.
Mhm.
But to play Kabak and just imagine for one, like you're pretty much killing the
The confidence.
confidence. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and
And
that would jeopardize his tenure in Liverpool. So yeah, that
and
so I think Klopp was right. I don't think so. There's no
Mhm.
option. There's no other
Yeah.
options for Klopp.
I actually agree, and that's why we predicted in yesterday's video actually that like he would go with the center back partnership, even though it's really desperate, and it's probably not it's not a good partnership at all. It's completely makeshift. But Pablo and I said that like at the end of the day, even if Kambak is like according to the rules is available,
Mm-hmm.
Klopp will still more than likely go with this center back partnership, like just because it's a huge game and you just want to go with what you've been using for like the past couple of games, even if the results haven't been good, than to just throw the newbie straight into the fire, right? And the one thing I'll like just say, like I'll expand upon this later, but the one thing like I want to say now is that like I get Kabak is like for a young center back he's quite experienced, but like there were like I mean like he's not going to like completely fix Liverpool's defense. I'll just say that, and then like but he's still better than Henderson. Yeah, so like it might have been better, but ultimately Klopp wasn't. In hindsight, you can say like this and that, but Klopp like wasn't
Flop?
totally at fault for.
What's his name? Flop?
It's he was arrogant. Yeah, if we're being honest,
I
like
mean, okay, like
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yes, bro.
No. What I'm saying is,
Mhm.
he also did this against Man City when we signed Van Dijk. He didn't play. We won that game. We had a center back. I mean, Lovren Lovren was playing at that time, but we won that game 4-3. But he didn't even play him. He didn't play. He didn't play. He didn't play Van Dijk about 10 days.
Then. Mm-hmm.
10 days after that.
Mm.
So yeah, ultimately, dude, like the sort of everything sort of collapsed for Liverpool, dude. Like I feel like another thing really that they could have done better is have a more organized and compact 4-4-2 shape when defending, like what Man City did because they defended in a compact 4-4-2.
Wait. So is Liverpool out of FA Cup, right? By Man United.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I have EFL Cup.
I think they lost.
We
Oh
lost.
my God.
Yeah,
So Liverpool cannot go trophyless this season.
they can go trophyless this season.
We
I
can.
mean, they can, but they shouldn't.
No, but they will ultimately. Like,
I mean, I don't know about will. That's. But still.
Bro, this reminds me 17-18 gung ho, man.
No, because ultimately, like you at your peak and you're not even winning one trophy. I mean,
I
regardless,
can
small
win,
trophy.
bro. We are in. Look, right now the good news is one of the attacking powers coming back. So Jota is back in against Leicester, which will give us a benefit. We can pin Firmino. I don't care if any top Reds who are a fan of Firmino, bro. He's gone,
No,
bro.
but I have a question. I have a question for all of you guys, and be objective, right?
yeah.
Name me your top five teams in Champions League in order to favorites to win UCL.
We will continue on that topic in the next slide. So Pablo, like, switch to Liverpool's attacking phase
All
now.
right, bro.
Okay, attacking phase.
And yeah, so like now we'll talk a little bit, expand a little bit about on what we were just alluding to. Liverpool's attack was one of the biggest reasons that they lost this game. The way Klopp, and like I said earlier, the way Klopp used Mane, the commentators from the stream I watched really didn't understand it. They thought Mane was, like all the time playing in the center through his own volition, but that's not the case. I think Klopp told him to play in the central channels because it would suck some of Man City's defenders, especially maybe Cancelo like towards him. And that would completely leave the flanks open for Robertson to ping crosses in. The problem is if you have somebody 5'8" like Mane going up against the likes of a John Stones and a Diaz, and you start hitting balls, like try to hit balls over the top, into him, he's never going to end up winning them because like he has such a height disadvantage compared to the defenders of Man City, and they were really able to lock him up. I'm just going to say this because I forgot to say it before. I think both these teams could use Haaland, but if you take out Mane and put Haaland in for him, right? I think like definitely Liverpool's attack would have been way better. If you actually replace Mane, this not just today but this whole season, with an out and out striker, it would make Liverpool would be able to create a lot more chances. Even somebody I'm not gonna say like I know he's not great, but even somebody like today, even if you say Klopp had Giroud on the bench, and he took off Mane in the second half and brought on Giroud to play that role in the middle to occupy defenders and win balls in the air, Liverpool probably would have like scored a goal from open play, or at least created some sort of open play chance. But of course that wasn't the case, and the thing is, like, when Jota comes in, right, Klopp should not play him as an inside forward. I'll just say that right away. Salah is doing that job. Salah is doing that job very well of playing as an inside forward because his off-the-ball movement, like we talked about before, is very good. That's why he's able to score goals. Mane and Jota's off-the-ball movement isn't that great. I don't think Klopp is using Mane in the best possible way he can use him. He shouldn't make the same mistake with Jota. And I think Firmino is very important to Liverpool's system, even if he's not in the best form. So I wouldn't bench Firmino. I would bench Mane and use Jota as a winger, much in the same way that Pep Guardiola today used Sterling and Mahrez, and later, of course, Foden, who we're going to talk about more later on. But that is what I think should happen. So, Muntai, you had a question just a couple seconds ago. Who are the top 5 teams in the Champions League? So give us your top 5 and expand upon that idea.
Okay. So for me, right now, as per the current optics, the word Salim loves to use. For me, Atleti looks the strongest out of all.
Really?
Yes. Atletico Madrid, for me, I mean, right now they can defend, they can attack, they can score goals, they're creating chances. That's insane, because I didn't expect Atleti to be that offensive this season. I don't know how out of nowhere flipping coward Diego Simeone came out of his shell and attacking. So that's impressive. That's point number 1. Team number 1, sorry. Team number 2, I still believe it has to be Man City as per the current situation and the form they are into, because they are really good in defending, man. I mean, Diaz improvements as well, his impact in the on the team, and overall, if you see defensively, back four have been doing pretty good. So for me, regardless of KDB missing, I believe, you know what? Let me go a bit bold. KDB missing is blessing in disguise. I'm saying it again, because this team is a system team, and when you see because you know what, there's a kind of KDB is a kind of player who loves to not to bound with the system. He's like more expressive in terms of crossing and all. Okay, fine. I know that's nothing special from if you have witnessed legendary players, that's nothing special when you compare with them. But he wants to express himself a lot. When I see he's not bound with the system, and all things flows from KDB's perspective. When Man City, but when KDB is not there, I see them more disciplined. I see them more, like a team effort, like a unit. That's the reason I'll give Man City 2. Number 3, I'm giving to Bayern Munich. Because we all know how they play, and I don't have to stretch on that subject of Bayern Munich. Number 4, I believe it's PSG, and the reason I'm saying PSG is because Neymar, Mbappe thing, and I want to see how can Poch contribute to the current campaign of PSG, what Tuchel did in the previous seasons. So That's number 4 for me. Number 5 for me, it's surprising, to be honest. It's
Juventus.
yes,
Yeah. Yep.
because I think so. Juventus can do something in Champions League, and the reason is that I'm not putting Liverpool or Leipzig over there. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because either one of them is kicking out, and I cannot see Liverpool lasting long in Champions League.
No. Mm-mm.
The problem with Liverpool right now, because if Man City drop points somehow, United drop points, Liverpool will put all the eggs in one basket. So
No, no, no,
ultimately,
I don't think so. The league is gone. I'm telling you right now. Forget about the league.
no,
League is gone.
no, but still, this is COVID season. I mean, Man City can drop points.
I know, but
I know.
league is gone. League is gone. League we need
No, no,
League we
I
need
mean, I mean,
Van Dijk. We need Van Dijk, bro.
no, I understand. I'm not saying Liverpool will win, but it will give a glimpse of hope. If Man City drop 2 more points, just 2 more points, it'll give hope to United and Liverpool. I'm telling you. And this is COVID season, bro. I'm not trusting Man City fully, and it's not just league because Man City have different scenario. They have their situation is different. It's not like
We'll talk
seven,
about them
eight.
soon, but
Yeah. So it's not just Man City. Like it's totally up to the Man City's it's in their favor. So ultimately, it's there. It's to them to take or prioritize. And if they prioritize league, then it's over for Liverpool. But Man City have to prioritize Champions League now. So Liverpool have chance over there. So that's the reason I cannot see Liverpool beating bigger position right now in Champions League. And solely because of defense.
yeah.
Solely because of defense. Three center backs. Yeah. So
It depends on if they continue to play Matip and Henderson and Fabinho, bro. It's gone.
Not entirely.
Even if they play,
yeah.
even if they play Quebec here, I cannot see Liverpool
And
beating.
I'll actually explain you why.
And that's my point. Yeah, that's my top 5 I gave you for Champions League.
So is Annie still there, by the way?
I think you went to.
Okay, so I'll temporarily server mute him, and then Salam, give me your top 5, and then I'll explain.
My top 5. One, I'm still putting the defending champs because they're the defending champs, and everybody needs to go through them to win that trophy. Second, Atletico. I don't know, like Muntaha said, I watched them and I think to myself, okay, they're gonna lose. The next thing I know, they win it. I'm like, what's going on? You think Atletico used to be like they sit back, wait their chance, like make everything different. Nah, this time in the league they doing weird things, and the CL they only like buying. I don't. You can forget if that's like the first game. Like no one would care about the group stage. So third, I'm gonna put PSG. Fourth, I'm gonna put Man City, and the reason why I put Man City fourth is I cannot trust them. I don't trust them, and no one should trust them until they have shown us we can trust them. No matter what they do in the league. Man City in 17-18 destroyed the league. And guess who did they go out? Liverpool side that was behind 30 points almost. What else? Fifth, I'm gonna surprise everyone. Barcelona. Barcelona. I don't know what's going on with Koeman. He has some juju, voodoo he worked with. Whatever he did, I have to ask him because Messi right now feels like he's playing as everything is out of his shoulder. Like there's nothing holding him off. No weight is on the shoulder. You know how like when you have a player whose like weight is lifted out of his shoulder?
Yeah.
That's and the reason why I don't put my Liverpool in there is Klopp going to play Henderson and Fabinho back to the midfield? Or is he gonna be so fucking idiot and continue to play them in that midfield and find out and get exposed? Because depends on what happens, depends on everything. It might work, it might not work. You just gotta go with it. Play them, let them see what they can do. I'm gonna hold off Liverpool and see what they do. If they reach the quarterfinals and they get a favorable, then I will say, you know what? Yeah, because the semifinals is not until May, and we don't know. But from what I've read, the injuries of Van Dijk is not the worst ACL. They said it's just a
Mm.
normal ACL injury. Because I read from the Athletic and the Telegraph and the Times of New York. They no, the Times of England. They said it was actually a normal ACL injury. So and he's
Salim,
targeting.
can I ask you a question, bro?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. So you ranked Bayern, Atleti second, third, PSG fourth, Man City fifth, Barcelona, right?
yes.
How could you rank Barcelona in top five when they have to play PSG, which you rank number three? So you're so
No, no. I'm
like
saying, but no, no. I said him fifth because what I'm saying is, if look, this game right now, Barcelona PSG is becoming like the must-watch game. Like
Yeah.
both team in
Hmm.
form, both team back. Mbappe is like right now. Mbappe feels like he's back because he heard Neymar is gonna actually stay another 4 years.
Mbappe? What?
So Bumpe.
Nah,
I,
dub,
I
dub.
mean
There you
I,
go. There
I
you
I
go.
mean I mean
Umba.
better than Asla,
Bro,
better than Asla.
all right. Like, I'm not sure if I'll have to start muting people again, but like, yeah, just finish your point.
Yeah, I'm saying like, they're like this, bro. When did they play? 16th or
16th. Yep.
oh,
Same
bro,
day as Liverpool.
this game now is like the game, bro.
Hmm.
Liverpool and RB Leipzig, Barcelona, bro. This is these two games right now like huge. Liverpool with they're gonna continue to play Henderson and Fabinho at that fucked up makeshift midfield. Sorry for the language, but no excuses.
No
And PSG
excuses.
in form, Barcelona in form, colliding. It's gonna be Muntaha. It's gonna be
No, I
the
understand your logic. No, 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 so I understand. But what's your logic of putting Barca top five? Because
because the
no, I
because the
understand your ranking system. Like for example, right? So I'm
yeah
assuming Atleti will beat Chelsea, so they're number one. I'm assuming
yes.
Bayern will beat Porto. I guess they're facing Porto if I'm not wrong. Yes, so they're there. I'm assuming PSG will.
Hold on. Okay, are you
Uh-huh.
saying that who be, I'm talking about like my
No,
favorites
no,
to
no,
win
no,
it.
no, 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 no,
Oh, the teams who are beating. Oh, okay.
no, no,
Okay,
no,
let
no,
me
no, no,
no.
no, 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 no,
Okay.
bro,
Oh, the teams who are going to the quarterfinals in the.
bro. Yes. So for
Oh,
example,
okay.
so we no, no, no.
PSG.
Oh
Okay, go
God.
ahead.
Yeah.
Finish.
Hmm.
So what I'm saying, I'm using logic of ranking top five because I can clearly see they are better than the position which they will face in the round of 16, based upon the current optics as well. So when I'm ranking them top five, it's not just okay reaching quarterfinal or reaching semifinal. It's like currently they are better, and on based upon the fixture as well, so they will beat this team, and that's why they are top five. So I'm using overall the argument of current scenario with the fixture. So you need to understand. So if
Oh,
you
okay.
Hmm.
put Barca there in top five, so how come PSG is top three then? Either you put Barca or you put PSG because there should be only one because
Okay.
ultimately, yeah.
I will move PSG and put. I mean, no, I will move Barcelona and put. I don't trust. Oh my God, man.
Juve. It'd have
I'm
to be
gonna put
Juve.
Juve. I'm gonna put Juve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
Yeah,
Juve.
that's what I
I'm gonna
did
put
because I was
Juve.
thinking about Barcelona, but then I said no because they have to play PSG and PSG looks more
I'm
favorites.
gonna put
Yeah.
you. But let's not also forget like Porto are like they're they're like a boogie team, like dangerous team. Like, but we all know Ronaldo likes his playing his hometown, so not too. Yeah. And the game against PSG and Barcelona is gonna be like it's gonna be one of the best. I think it's gonna be a cracker of a game. Like it's gonna be a good game to watch. I think so because both team now they're into it. And the reason why I put Man City fourth, I don't trust them. No matter what they do, they had company, one of their best center backs, a leader who led them everything. They cracked. I don't understand Pep Guardiola. No matter what you do, even if he has the best team, he's still gonna crack. It's bro, until they passed that boogie of a quarterfinal. Even when there was no fans, One leg against Lyon, they cracked, and it was not even VAR. Even they set up as a defensive, like their defense was good. They cracked.
Mm.
They cracked under the pressure. Bro, Pep Guardiola, every time he goes to the quarterfinal, he set up the defensive so much that it cracks. And until I see they get past that quarterfinal, I'm not gonna trust them.
That is the $1 million question. Ultimately, that's on everybody's mind: is will they make it past the quarters? But
Yeah,
we'll talk about
would
that.
it would yeah would you crack under the pressure again
You
when you face a
crack.
team?
You know
What if
what? You know what? You,
what if they
you,
face Atletico? What if they face Atletico Madrid in the bro? It's done.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Bro, Atletico Madrid in a quarterfinal, a two-legged tie. You talk about defense, bro. Man City can do whatever they want. They will not do nothing. That defense with Suarez on fire, with their midfielders
Mhm.
healthy, with their center backs healthy, with Oblak being the best goalkeeper he is. Mutaha, I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean to be honest, I don't want Atleti to win. That's my agenda. That's like more of a fan base agenda, like kind of situation. But I see Atleti. I mean that kind of fixture suits Atleti more, 100%.
Mhm.
That kind of fixture suits to Atleti.
And
But
they
again,
physical. Atletico can get physical too.
yeah. No, I mean, I understand your point. Yeah, yeah, I understand your point. But for me,
People,
to be
people,
honest,
people, people like oh, let me interrupt. People thought like Partey was gonna be a major miss. Guess what happened? They're
Mhm.
like, oh, go ahead, goodbye.
Mhm.
But
No, I mean,
some people say Partey's some people are here to say
Party.
And
Partey's
and
move to Arsenal was worth it because of Arsenal's project, and
oh
apparently
my God,
Arsenal is an upgrade.
bro, that hair, forget about it. And one
Apparently
other thing,
Arsenal's an
one
upgrade
one
from
the
one
hair
of
is like Wilton of Liverpool FC.
one other one one other thing. Man City has these bad record against English teams.
Mm.
What if they face an English team again?
Dude, like if they face an English team, dude, like I mean they have to win. I mean they just have to win, dude. Like I
In
mean,
their whole life, they played in Champions League. They have never won against the English team. Never. You see,
No, for me,
your boogie
for
teams are
me,
worse.
the fixture, like I'm wishing, man, I could see the season. It'd be a really great fixture, man. City versus Bayern Munich.
yep.
I want to see that.
And
I
actually,
want to see that fixture.
like you know what? Let's wrap it up and like I'll give you my top five now. So my number five, and here's the bad apple of the bunch. See, so like I'm gonna talk about everything from a Liverpool or Man City perspective, right? So my number five is actually Liverpool. Shocker. I still think Liverpool, if everybody's fit, if somehow Van Dijk comes back, if Jota comes back, were to come back and play at his best level, like, and that would obviously push Henderson back into midfield. This team suddenly is like one of the best teams in the world. They are one of the best teams in the world. Like if they have their best 11 out there, and they can give issues to any team. They're the most dangerous team Bayern can face if they have their best 11. They're the best team City could face if they have their best 11. But the thing is, like, they've not had their best 11. Fatigue, fitness, and concentration have all, sort of been compounding factors working against them. In addition, since we're on the slide, is a lack of creativity, which is why I'm so adamant on Klopp using Jota as a normal winger. Okay, yeah, you can take shots and everything, but use him also as a creative outlet for Liverpool because, like, there's a serious lack of creativity in this team, which I'm very shocked to say. Speaking about a Klopp team, because for Klopp teams, like they're known for attack. Like they don't usually have this problem of a lack of creativity. But over the last 3 seasons, the attack of Liverpool has gotten so predictable as both Mane and Salah. Salah, okay, he's good at being an inside forward. Mane, not as much. They've been used more and more in this very static role. And then you have the fullbacks used in this very modern and cliche role of just like bombing up the flanks and putting balls in, quality balls nonetheless, but like it's predictable. It's too predictable. And now the attack looks flat. Atletico Madrid's attack, in my opinion, right now is better than Liverpool's attack. Wouldn't you agree, Muntah?
To be honest, I'll say in terms of reliability, yes, but not in terms of numbers.
Yeah, exactly. But you, in a big game, you can trust them to I think score against a team more than you can trust Liverpool to score.
Yeah, I'll say they're reliable in terms of scoring, but Liverpool have more like numbers. Like if you want to produce numbers, then I believe Liverpool attack, but like consistency wise, and all Liverpool attack, but like reliability when it comes to reliable, I'll go with Atleti this season because they've been. I mean, they've never been that good attackingly, and this season they have been doing completely opposite of what they did in the previous season. So, yeah, you can say that. And Carrasco for me is like, oh my god, that
There's a
player. I think,
winger, dude. There's a
yeah,
winger. Dude.
yeah. Carrasco is like dangerous player, man. Dangerous, and that guy thrives on counter attack. You know, and if you give him space, which you will give him ultimately because the way they play, that's dangerous. Because I mean, we have dealt Carrasco for years, and he has given like tough time to Carvajal and Varane whenever we used to play against them. So nothing new with Carrasco. Llorente is there on the right flank for them, and then they have Suarez, João Felix, anyone man they can use. Ankle Korea. They have squad depth as well. That's sad to see, to be honest.
Yeah, they're better. Their attack is definitely better than ours right now. But the next one,
Yeah.
Juve. Juve slightly ahead of Liverpool based on current form, but Juve with Morata and Ronaldo in there, that strike partnership, they've both been very good this season overall. I just think, dude, like they have a chance of winning it. These two teams, Liverpool and Juve, they're not like at the level of these next three teams. But if they get on the favorable side of the bracket, after assuming they like both make it through this round, it won't be easy, but assuming if they make it like on the easier half of the bracket, dude, they can make it pretty far into this competition. Like, I mean, like, but they're reliant upon the draws because these next three teams, I don't see them beating Atletico Madrid. Like Atletico Madrid. Mujahid and Salim, what this version of Atletico Madrid reminds me of. They're kind of like the 18-19 version of Liverpool. They're kind of like that version of Liverpool, where it's
attack.
Yeah, but it's also like, in that season, Klopp started using the plan B and playing a more conservative style, right? Focusing on the defense. So Atletico Madrid, their attack is great, but they also have like an emphasis on defense this season, and their defense is still the best part of their game. So I think they're, and Munta, this is crazy, but I was looking at the La Liga table. Did you know Atletico Madrid have won each game by an average of 4-1?
Yeah.
4
That's
goals to
what I
1
said.
each game. Like, I mean, it's insane. Like, their attack has never been this good. Like, like if you didn't know any better, dude, like you would think we're Atletico Madrid and they're Real Madrid, based on like what they're doing in the league. Like, because dude, like if you're winning your games on an average score of 4-1, dude, like that sounds like a Real Madrid thing, but not really an Atletico Madrid thing, which is crazy to think about, dude. And my top two teams, and I'll put it to you this way. Based on the form and everything, taking everything into account, I'm actually not going to give them in a particular order, but I'll say they're tied right now. Is Bayern and City. I'll say they're tied right now. And because the thing is, each of them has a strong argument. Bayern is the defending champions, right? But City are on such good form. City's defense so far has proven to be better than Bayern. How many chances did they really give Liverpool today? I can't really think of Liverpool having too many good chances in today's game. And a lot of that is down to how good City defend. City are more balanced. City like have a really, really good attack. But here's the counter argument to that. Have City had to defend against this kind of a team at all for the last 2 or 3 years? This is the best attack this Man City will have faced since they played the MSN in 16-17 in the group stage. They've not had to deal with this kind of like an attacking prowess, like in the Champions League or the league. Champions League in the past few seasons, they've been getting knocked out by inferior opposition, and you just don't get this kind of attacking, this kind of ultra attacking style in the Premier League. Usually, it's City the ones to dominate and dish it out. So, for me, that goes really either way. So, Pablo, last slide, we'll talk about Man City and wrap it up. So, Mutai, if you're there, you said something really interesting, which is that Man City, everything is in their hands with regards to their Champions League prospects and their league prospects. And you said Liverpool's it's different from Liverpool, because now Liverpool, if City or somebody were to drop points, they'll put all their eggs in one basket, because they have very few opportunities for trophies this season. It has to be one or the other. They're not going to win a double. They don't have the squad depth for it, and they have too many injuries in the first place. But with City, it's different. So expand more upon that idea. What do you think City is going to do, and why can't you fully trust them to win the league or the Champions League?
Look, as I said earlier, right, with regards to competition and quality, okay, we need to consider everything, every flipping minute details in this in this discussion of City. And as I said earlier, we can still make excuse even if I know that's embarrassing, 100% that's embarrassing, but still we can make excuse for City in those previous years. Yes, there was a competition. There was a team. There was a certain teams, who we can use the argument that they were favorites back in those days for Champions League. I'm saying, okay, as if I said 18 Liverpool, Madrid, Bayern, Liverpool. You had then 19. You had Liverpool again. Slightly Bayern were there. I mean Ajax was iffy, but you're still there. This season, last season, okay, after 8-2, we know that even if Bayern would have faced City, they would have beaten City. Let's be honest. It's not full-gone conclusion, but somehow I believe Bayern would have beaten. That's my opinion. Okay. So now this season, Bayern Munich would have beaten City last season, even if they would
easily,
have
easily.
Yeah. So City was not outright favorites. Let's not go by odds, because odds is usually favors some of the Premier League teams, and City has been one of the most hyped teams. So we cannot go by odds, in this discussion. We have to be objective in that discussion.
Yep.
City has never been favorites, number one, like from a fans and everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
They've been good. They've been great team, top 3 team. Yes. This season, the story is different. And the reason I said, and you can see the reason I ranked City second spot, and then I ranked Atletico first, is because of Atletico's experience and City's problem against D block team. In Champions League and counter attack. That's the only logic I use, and I use City as a second spot. So aside from that, when you say Bayern Munich, if Bayern Munich face City, Bayern Munich has been conceding tons of goals. Tons of goals. So if you tell me which defense I will trust more, I'll trust City's defense right now than Bayern's defense. So by using all those logic and rational of football, I see City better than Bayern. Yes. That's completely different story when you say, oh, can they make it? Do they have a mentality? That's completely different argument. That's more of that's not like a what do you call it? A tangible footballing argument, I believe. So when we see City, I think so they should prioritize Champions League. And I said, as I said, they don't have excuse for Champions League. Even if they lose Premier League, let's assume that they bottled Premier League, right? Let's assume United won or Liverpool won, okay? Still, they have excuse. They were not the favorites from the get-go. It was Liverpool who were favorites, okay? The mid-season, it was United who was giving challenge to Liverpool, right? And then later on, Liverpool's collapsed because of injuries. So you cannot simply, predict, expect Man City to win. So in a sense, mentality should be on Champions League. Their prime focus should be on Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Keep league as your lightweight achievement.
Yeah. Yep.
Do not pressurize yourself now. Oh, we left to play. We have to play 16 games in the league, 15 games in the league. Let's give 100% in the league. Don't do that mistake. Play it lightly. Take it one game at a time. One game at a time in the league. I'm not even touching the fucking domestic cups. I don't want to discuss on that. I mean, it's up to Pep Guardiola how he deal with. We know how he likes to deal with. That's different. What do you call set of arguments. But I believe that if you sacrifice those two league competition, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother to you.
Yep.
League. How much criticism will Man City face if they lose league? Just assume that they were not a favorite from the get-go. Yeah, they already won the league with 198 points, blah 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 blah, everything. But they don't have argument for Champions League now because quality is dropped. Teams are struggling. Okay, Liverpool is struggling. Juventus is struggling. Madrid is struggling. Barca is struggling. You have Bayern struggling defensively. The only team I can see who have outright, good midfield, attack, defense is Atletico. So you're telling me you cannot challenge Atletico or face Atletico in the final? Let's assume that Atletico reaches final. You have to beat Bayern, or else Atletico. You have to beat one of the two big boys.
Yeah.
So you cannot tell me, okay, you don't want to face both of them and reach final. So, okay, might happen. Never know. But the point is, you have to beat one heavyweight out of two. And that's my take on City. Forget about Premier League. I mean, take it lightly.
Yeah.
You have. I know you have one game in the hand. You're 5 points ahead of Man United. All this thing, and still Man United will drop points, man. The way they are playing, I still believe Liverpool will drop points, man, because they're losing to Burnley and Sheffield. So it's not like, okay, only Man City can drop the points. Even they might drop the points, unless like they fix their issues. So Man City have to focus on Champions League. I don't think that they have any fucking excuse this season.
Yeah.
This is extreme. This is extreme now. And even though I despise this Pep Guardiola's approaches when it comes to Champions League, but come on, this is do or die situation now.
Yeah.
Because this is do or die situation. I don't think because next season situation will get better. Teams will sign players because obviously there will be improvement with other teams. And now you're making the task difficult for you again.
Yeah.
So this is like do or die situation for Man City this season, Champions League. That's my point.
Yeah, and next season, who knows what kind of form they'll be in, dude. So like, this is the best chance for them, like honestly. And the thing is with this, and to add to your point, like for why, like I think it's ironic and it's weird to say, but it would actually be more disappointing if they lose the Champions League than lose the league. Because like you said, it's cold, and I'm gonna add even another point, to like your argument. It's COVID season. Look at and City, okay, they're leaps and bounds ahead of every team based on form, right? But in terms of points, the gap isn't that big. And look, it's COVID season. Look how teams have just gone in and out of the top four. It's Super Tuesday. Anything can happen, right? And nobody will blame City ultimately if they get, for example, hit with injuries, if they get fatigued, if they can't keep up with the fixture congestion and they lose the league. Nobody's gonna blame them for that. Nobody's gonna blame them for dropping from first to second and maybe losing the title to United or something like that. They've won the Premier League. They've got 200 points in 2 seasons almost. They've won every domestic cup under Pep. But the thing is, and here's another angle for why the Champions League is more pressure, right? It's Pep himself. And it's pressure that's been there ever since he left Barcelona. It's been exactly a decade. It's been exactly a decade since he won his last Champions League. That's actually a crazy long amount of time,
Yeah.
It's a crazy long amount of time. For him to not make a final. Forget anything else. At least make a final. This is the 5th year. If he doesn't make the semis this year, it'll be 5 years since he made a semi. Forget a final. it's actually crazy. Like the amount of money that's been put into the project, the kind of players he's brought in, dude. Like the fact that PSG won the champion, or like not won, but reached the final. Like that added even more pressure on it because look, it's the you know, like the Qatar thing, you know, like the rivalry there, and like the fact that like they went so far. And honestly, dude, like if you look at man for man, the squads, City have a much more balanced and more complete team compared to PSG. They face better. They're from a better, more high-profile league than PSG. PSG have the two superstars, but but City have a better platform overall to be better in the Champions League compared to PSG. If you look at it from
sorry to interrupt you, but one more thing, right? Let's assume that Man City loses the season as usual in Champions League. Next season, look at the teams that are improving. For example, PSG might get Ramos or Messi. Let's assume that. Okay. Let's assume Van Dijk and all these guys will be fully fit, and they might sign one more centre back or attacker. Okay. Then Bayern, they might get rid of from Alaba, and they might sign Upamecano. So you can clear-cut see 3 teams are improving like that. So you're telling me that so your odds are not getting better; it's getting worse and worse every season. I mean, as from next season onwards for Man City. I don't know, man. Like, this will be like, I'll just say this thing. This might be extremely bold statement to say it, but I'll say it now. If Pep Guardiola doesn't win this season Champions League, right? This season, he will never ever win Champions League.
Ouch.
This is final season.
Not only. Let me add to a point for you guys.
This is extremely bold statement, but I don't think so. He will ever win Champions League.
Let me add a point for you guys. Sorry to interrupt you. Let me add a point. I'm saying, look, Liverpool like injury crisis are like they're in a sideway. I don't care what people put them in the top 5 to make it to do damage. We don't know what could happen. Let's put them aside. Barcelona, like they crumbled. All big teams, the only one who's standing is Barcelona, Atletico. You have to take this chance. Last year you had a big chance. Okay, you would have met Bayern at the final. I mean, was it semi-final?
They would have met the semi.
Yeah. You could have lost. Yes, Bayern would. But this.
Bro, you're saying Barcelona to win Champions League?
No. He meant Bayern.
Bayern.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying Man City meeting Bayern in the semi-final last year. If they would have beaten Lyon. Bro, you had a big chance to get to a semi-final last year. You couldn't even do it. This year, with the COVID, the whole team, the big teams crumbling. Bro, next year, bro, there's already people are getting injected. Things are gonna return to normal. Vans are gonna come back to stadiums pretty soon in probably March or April. That's what they're saying.
And Salim, one more thing to add to it, as if Anish touched this thing. How much worse you want Champions League wants to be for Man City to win? I don't think so. It can be worse than this due to COVID.
Bro,
because of COVID, right?
Yes.
Champions League quality has been dipped. Let's say last season as well, because COVID impacted quality of Champions League as well last season. Let's not fool ourselves, okay? So even this season, it has impacted a lot the quality. Okay, so how much worse you want Champions League to be in order to win it, and if you cannot win this season or last season, right? So you're telling me teams who will recoup, like who will invest millions of dollars next in the coming summer transfer window? Come on, I mean, it cannot get easier than this. I can't remember from how long I've been watching. Let's assume that I'm watching from 2005 Champions League fully. Yeah, this is the most easiest or the most what do you call it? In terms of quality, the worst Champions League season, I believe.
Facts.
When I mean worse means not in terms of entertainment. in terms of quality.
Mhm.
There's no quality in Champions League because if we compare the teams, last season, season before, look at the teams who were there. Look at bro. You used to have Juve, you used to have Atleti, you used to have Liverpool, you used to have Bayern, you used to have Real Madrid, you have to have Barcelona. These six teams by default used to be
And
there.
even
Then you
Dortmund, dude, like Klopp's
yeah,
Dortmund, like and stuff like that.
yeah, and then somehow you had Dortmund, then you added PSG. So there was team. So okay, so every year the teams was declining one by one. Right now you just left with two teams out of which one either you'll face them in elimination round or you face them in final.
Hmm.
So you don't have any excuse, man. I don't think it can make it easier than this ever in Champions League.
No, yeah.
Because from next season onwards, there'll be upward trend in the quality
Nah,
of Champions League.
Muntaha, the funny thing is, things are gonna change. Bro, financial is gonna improve. Everything is good. COVID is not gonna last for 2 years.
Mhm.
People are getting injected now. Everything is coming back to normal. Hopefully,
Bro, this man said with his chest everything's coming back to normal.
I said, hopefully. I added hope
In football,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
football, hopefully, because like injections and all that, and fans returning.
Injection and inshallah.
the, the thing is, this is the biggest chance for Man City to
Yes,
win
facts.
CL.
Facts. Yeah.
And if they don't do it,
Then it's never gonna happen. Yep. Mhm.
it's not gonna happen. Forget about it, bro. I'm more worried about them facing Mönchengladbach because Mönchengladbach have faced teams Real. They faced Bayern. Every team they know. Bayern and Man City is similar, bro. They won the ball. City even plays the high line also, bro. Bayern Mönchengladbach is gonna expose Man City also. I fear in the round of 16. You guys are fearing quarterfinals. I fear for them in the round of 16 because teams like this they get caught. And
Mm.
my goodness,
No,
man.
but if Man City lose to teams like Gladbach at their peak, then you have to question Manchester City footballing institution. Then
Yeah, now
I'm
you have to
sorry.
question their
Man, no,
football.
I don't
Yeah,
look. Man City fans are weird, bro. Pep was brought in, bro. This team has won Premier League. They have titles, okay? This man was brought in for them to get into the big boy club. They want to knock on that door and sit with Bayern, Liverpool, Real, Barcelona, Juventus, Inter, Milan in that chair. That chair, if you want to sit that chair, you have to get that. You have to get that European trophy. And if they don't do this season, I'm sorry, City have no mentality. Their team doesn't have a mentality. Pep Guardiola would be known man who couldn't win a Champions
bro.
League
To
without
be honest,
Messi.
but to be honest, Salim, the mentality question is not anymore even relevant if you cannot win the season. That's my
Mhm.
point.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
but
even relevant for
it's
me.
that, it's
For
that it
me,
would
for
be
me,
that.
for me, no. For me, I'll just simply question, not question. I'll simply don't respect Man City as a footballing institution then, because
Mm.
you have fought with UEFA for years to play in this competition, to win it, to reach the biggest stages, and you invest. Come on, come on. What is like everything has been into your favor now.
You broke every rules of FFB.
No, I mean, okay. I mean, might be stretched to broke say every rule, but I say many rules, right? I'll say that.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you have ambition now. So it's not like you don't have ambition. So to whom I should question then? Okay, if Man City cannot
Pep,
win,
Pep,
then
Pep
okay, it's
Guardiola.
not.
Pep Guardiola.
No, I'll go beyond Pep Guardiola. I'll go with the
The
Man City
on
footballing institution because
the
it's your responsibility. For example, because I don't see spine in that institution. If you guys cannot win, let's be
Because the
honest,
thing is,
man.
dude, like, look at it, dude. Like, look at PSG, dude. Like, okay, they had two goals. They don't even have a complete team, but look at, okay, they spent money, and eventually at least they reached a final. Like, so what's his City's excuse? Like, they have a
That's the
better
thing,
team.
bro. Even Spurs reach final, man. That's embarrassing, man.
Like,
That's
Ew.
embarrassing, bro. Spurs reach. You telling me, like, come on, how? Like, let's be honest. Because I'm not hating on Man City over here, right? I'm not hating, Because I want Man City to win at least, or to reach something like that. I
Yeah, I
want to
want
see
them to
Pep
win
Guardiola.
this season for sure,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because and like, oh my God, the stars are aligning in your way, man. And it's not just
yeah,
odds, huh?
Bro,
And this is not just odds,
I
odds false hype, huh? This is not odds
I
false hype, with Man City.
I
This
fear
is from
I
a proper fan base. I'm saying, God,
Muntaha, brother, I fear, bro. I fear they might
100%.
lose. I fear they might lose to round of 16, bro. If that happens, Lord have mercy.
No, man. If that happens, Pep Guardiola needs to be sacked. 100%. Like,
oh yeah,
bro, bro, I don't care you win Premier League now because Premier League was not even your objective this season. Remember the way
Yeah,
you
it's
they
not that
started?
they brought him, bro. They brought him for one thing, and that was the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail is what? The Champions League. Bro, Man City will be only known for only a league merchant team. That's it.
Well, depends on the manager. Because what if the next manager wins?
No, but like, yeah, okay, you can see that, but the
Then,
point
Then
is,
then
okay, no. Then see. Then it would actually reflect really badly on
Yeah.
that.
on Pep Guardiola, yes.
Yeah, then it would reflect really
But
badly on
oh
who
that.
my
who's the
God,
Then
that's like saying Barcelona
Pep,
winning Champions League after Messi leaving, huh?
Oh yeah. Then it'll reflect
the
on
That's
not just that. That would say that he could not have won a Champions League without uh
damn.
Messi.
no, that will oh my God, no, that will destroy us. Like this, sorry,
Because
sorry,
what we were
that
saying
will.
before Messi after
But
Pep
I don't think the
Guardiola,
football is that harsh. I don't think so. Life could be that harsh.
That
but
would suck
Mutaha, what did
ass.
Muta, people were saying when Pep Guardiola left, oh Messi can win a Champions League without Pep Guardiola. Then he won
Hmm.
a Champions League. Then he became, oh, it's Pep Guardiola. Then if Pep Guardiola doesn't win and a new manager comes in and wins for them,
maybe not
yikes, bro.
immediately, not even immediately, but like even like 2 or 3 years after like
Yes,
coming in.
bro,
Yeah.
that would be bad. Bro, not only that, he cannot go in for full season. He did it with Bayern, which he spent, which was left in with the best. Bro, they had the most fluent, ferocious attacking power in Europe. They won the Champions League that year he came in. After that, he hanged. And guess what? He bottled semifinal after semifinal after semifinal. Now he cannot even get to that semifinal.
Yeah. And like the thing is like now like finally like he has a team that's on the level of that Bayern team, so he better reach at least a semifinal.
Uh,
Bro, they have to win, man.
No, bro. Man City doesn't have any excuses, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
They
you
are.
have to
I
go
mean,
all the way, dude. Like you have to go all the way.
bro. There's no fucking excuses left. I
And
mean, I
Pep Guardiola is
short
playing
of
his
excuses. Pretty much short of excuses now.
Pep Guardiola is also playing against this boogeyman, man. What was his name? Mourinho in the cup final. Mourinho doesn't lose in cup finals, so no, I mean not losing cup. I mean he doesn't have a bad record against Pep.
Oh, wait. You mean EFL Cup?
Yeah, the UEFA Cup final.
Oh, really? It's Spurs versus Man City. Oh, I'm not aware of that.
But it's not for a while. I think that game is in April.
No, ultimately, I'll just finish off over here, and I'll just say it again. I'll repeat again myself, like Christ do usually. So, if Pep doesn't win the season, I don't think he'll ever win. No, I don't see that happening. Yeah, bro. Because this is the perfect, best, and the most easiest Champions League he could have. Like in terms of degree of difficulty, this is the most easiest one. Bro. You don't have Juve there. You're better than Juve easily. You're better than Madrid. You're better than Barca. You're better than Liverpool right now. You're better than PSG as a team. You're better than name me other big teams left
I
there.
mean, let's be honest, dude. They're better than Atletico, like overall.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, if you see that, I mean, it's
When you take into
50-50 for
account,
me.
when you take into account defense, midfield, and attack, though, dude, like they're better.
Yeah, but still, on the basis of performance as well, I'll say, okay, I'll give Atletico is better. I'll give them. And I believe they're better than Bayern Munich.
Yeah, performance.
They're better than Bayern Munich this season.
Yeah.
Yes, this season they're better. So only team who's better than you is Atletico, which potentially you might face them in final. come on, you have to face difficult final. So in order to win it, so with all this expectation, right? I don't think so. You can have the most easiest Champions League ever. For me, like for us, if we would in our peak, right? If we would have this kind of Champions League, we are winning Champions League.
Ooh, dude, like I mean, we're cleaning up.
I'm saying we are winning Champions League if we don't have if we have this kind of what do you call it? Teams, right? At a time when we are peak, so we were peak, so if you give us this kind of, we are winning it. So I don't know how come Man City can bottle this. I cannot see them bottling. They cannot. Simply they cannot.
So let's
So I'm done for tonight.
Yeah. So like I'll like let's like wrap up by like just going over Man City, what the City did, and why we think they're so good. And yeah, we'll go from there and wrap it up. So what Man City did today in the attack was this. Okay, so of course we talked a little bit about Ederson before. They built out through their center back, right? And really, like, this is the Guardiola appreciation part of our show. So what Ederson would do is that he would come out slightly and then, you know, act almost like a third center back. Diaz and Stones would split and go slightly wide, and they would build out through their center halves. What this did is that it allowed more of City's players to like go further up the pitch during the build-up phase and create many numerical advantages, which I think what Pep was trying to aim for. And in the attack, right, like, I think the way he looked at it is that he split the field in two halves. On the left-hand side for City, they had most of their players there. And on the right-hand side, they had a smaller number. And the reason I think they did this was that they were definitely targeting Trent's side of the pitch because he's like the weaker of the two fullbacks defensively. You know, so they would have like try to create overloads on the left-hand side, and their extra man over there would be Zinchenko, who would go slightly up and down. And I think he also was a body there, an extra body there, like for Salah, who's definitely the danger man from Liverpool's perspective. But then, like, if Liverpool would get numbers there and congest, you know, like that side of the pitch, City would then switch the play very smartly over to Mahrez, who would more often than not beat his man and put a cross in. And Pablo, you and I talked about this yesterday where, like, I said, you know, like, I'm not a huge fan of Jesus. It's better, honestly, if Pep goes with this front five, quote unquote, right? Bernardo, Gundogan, Foden, Sterling, and Mahrez. Jesus isn't better than any of those three. You know, up top, Foden, Sterling, or Mahrez. He's not better. So those three are the ones who deserve to start. You know, like the people's man of the official man of the match will be Gundogan because of the 2 goals he scored. I think the fans' man of the match is probably Raheem Sterling, because Raheem Sterling was probably Man City's best winger and the guy who had the most skills and like the most flash and the best highlights. And of course, he got a goal at Anfield, you know, for the first time in forever. But the way Sterling destroyed Liverpool's flank, and one of the biggest reasons he did this was because Trent didn't get much cover. You know, like, and he's not that good defensively, but on top of that, he didn't get much cover. So oftentimes he would end in 1v1 situations with Sterling, and Sterling would very easily get by him. There was one instance where Sterling went by, like, one after the other 3 or 4 Liverpool players in the second half and just, like, went on a crazy dribbling run. You know, a really mazy run, and he was definitely the best winger on the night for City. But I think Peps, you know, the teacher's pet in this match, you know, and Pep's probably his favorite player personally from Man City is Foden. And Foden embodies the philosophy of Pep, which is what? Position, mobility, versatility, and I think tactical intelligence is one way you can say it. Foden was the most tactically useful player in this game because of the multiple roles he was given by Pep and how mobile he was and great at link-up play, which are all traits that Pep loves. So as a false 9, he linked up really well, dropped deep, created numerical advantages here and there, you know, like, and then, you know, in the second half when Jesus was then brought on for Mahrez, Foden was awesome as a flank player. You know, like against West Brom away, he started on the left-hand side. And in this case, like, he was used on the right, probably scored the best goal of the night. So, definitely, like, just a few more points. Gundogan might be the best midfielder in the Premier League right now. What would you say? Would you agree with that? I don't think that's too far off, right?
Yeah, I
Pablo.
think I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment,
I
for
would-
sure. Yeah.
Mhm. And I think it wouldn't be too far off to say Cancelo is probably the best right back in the league. You know, maybe the world even. You know, like because this guy, the way he plays is just on another level. It kind of reminds me of a Kimmich, the way Pep uses him. And Foden, I think, was solid. So, I mean, like, and I think honestly, we talked a lot about Diaz, dude, but Stones was superb today. Stones was superb today. You know, Diaz made a mistake with the Salah, which eventually led to the penalty, but I think Stones was spot on. So for me, Stones was probably City's best center back today. And best defender maybe overall, you can say. But yeah, man, like that's pretty much it for our show today. Man City, probably the best team in the world. They're my favorites to win the title, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the Champions League. So more football content coming for you guys. This Wednesday, I'm gonna put out another quick solo video. Actually, Pablo, do you have time on Wednesday? For
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So we can do a quick one. Quick match, quick post. I think we'll do a quick post match like how we used to do last summer. For the Barca Sevilla game, because that's just to like, you know, I think that's a really good indicator for where Barca are at, because it's their first real test in a long time. So it's a good way to judge Barca for that, out of that really crucial tie against Man City. And then next weekend, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at those Champions League games.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's been great.
Yeah.
Enjoy this. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Props to you for making it all the way through if you did. But yeah, that's all from us at the Time War podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Yes,
any last thoughts, Pablo?
No, that's it. We'll see you
All
guys.
right.
Bye.